planted.
What's good, everybody? Welcome to episode 13 of SpikeTalk. That's my lucky number. I'm Baby Bay. I'm here with your boy Frost. Nothing new here. And we found out what the X Factor is, bro. The X Factor. Primmie. God damn, boy.
Yeah.
Big pickup.
Yeah.
Obviously filling in at a time where it's like make it or break it, but it doesn't matter because no matter what, this kid, he's gonna be good over time, right? Even if he comes in and he's a little nervous, whatever it may be, which honestly will probably be fine. Just because I feel like players like that, they're just insane. But yeah, want to get your initial thoughts on him because, like you said, like he's gonna come in for playoffs, or there was an X factor for playoffs. So I don't want to know about the actual how he is in game. I'm sure he's great, but like, what are your initial thoughts about him? Like, even when like you had the opportunity to like come get him and whatnot.
Okay, so start with the first. He probably should have been on this team from the beginning. There was, I think our trials are very interesting because, just being as blunt as possible. Me and the ties we were not vibing, bro. Because the practice schedule, the theory, like there was so much. Like I give an example. Like they were VOD reviewing for like maybe 15 minutes a day last year.
Dude, that's nothing. How?
Anyone that's been on my teams know. If we're not doing well, you can get a 2-hour VOD review. We can literally, I can have like around 6 to 10 rounds every map. And if you're scrimming 6 to 8 maps a day, it can get timely. And then if you have input, if you have things to say, we can be there. So, so I'll say like, I didn't get to see enough of Primmie. He trialed, he played some maps. And then I won't get into like some of the other stuff that happened, but basically like, he basically just decided to go back to school, right? So
yeah,
I will say that I think the perception has changed amongst even the same top players that basically were like, yeah, I'm not doing this. Like I'm not being coached by this guy. Basically, I think around the time we were 4-1, crws started to like hear some of the like, and I think just over time, I think the moment his schooling was finished, then it was like, okay, you guys are doing great. Like, all right, So the truth is, this is still a long-term move. This isn't really for this season. Like, exactly. I know, like, it's crazy. Yeah, sure. Like, I have no problem saying this. Obviously, he's playing Abyss, right? Like, new map, you don't have to start over. It's easy. Like, it doesn't take anybody. Like, that's not free info, right? But I think if the expectation is, because I'm hearing this a lot and I think it's funny, if the expectation is that he has to carry us through secret, that's kind of interesting considering we've already beat them twice this year without him, right? So to me, if we're gonna win, it's on the back of Ban and Governor, right? Like, so I think the extra added pressure of like, his first game ever, he has to beat secret to go to champs and stuff. I don't think that's what's happening here because all of us have basically told them like, you just do what you do. Don't worry about too much. I've made things very simple for him also. So yeah, I mean, we're not going to ruin him by creating the like insurmountable, like, mountain
pressure
at the very beginning. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Nah, bro. He's not getting cut if he doesn't play well. Exactly. Even if, let's say, we do not win, we will still be practicing when all the teams come here. We will be a team ready and available, scrimming. He's going to be learning no matter what happens. If he gets the land stuff out of the way now, be secret, go to champs and all that stuff, and he gets the experience and he gets all that stuff, that's great, actually. That's great for next year, for sure. So, yeah, my goal with him is just if he is everything that everyone says he is, my goal is to turn him into one of the best players of the world, right? Like, I have a chance to play with an otherworldly talent. I've had that. Last year I was very open about what I thought about MW Zera. I have an MW Zera now. I have like a guy like that. I'm going to do everything I can to make sure he is, everything he needs to be by next year. And then hopefully when I'm gone, like Talon has not only a face in the franchise, but they have, a guy they can, feature for the next, 5 years, right? Alongside probably Cruz and Jit, obviously. Jit also was, not pretty much on the radar last year. Now everybody knows about Jit Boys, right? So I think this is sort of what the plan was from the beginning, to develop, Cruz is like a real IGL, like solidify him as a true IGL. Because up to that point, he was doing everything by himself, right?
With 15-minute VOD reviews, which is
right,
impossible,
and we've
by the
done
way.
that, right?
What even is 15? What do you go over in 15 minutes, bro?
Listen,
like one
man,
default?
I'm not judging anybody. I'm just saying what happened and what I've been told.
Yeah.
And I think it was a shell. Everybody was shell shocked at first. I think that's why the trials. I think that's why, like, Patty and some of the others just had such a hard time with trials, because it's like, I brought everything I've ever done in both CS and in Valorant, and I brought that literally day one to trials. Like, here's our practice schedule. Here's what we're doing.
Literally.
Like, we're gonna have multiple comps. Like, this is another thing that was weird. I was already running multiple comps in trials.
I see.
Like, I basically had like I'll give you an example. Like on Haven, right? On Haven, everyone played standard comp, but then you know what they also did? Harbor Viper, like I ran on Furia. So everyone pretty much ran Furia's comps from last year that I had all the stuff for, right? And then all of like the old school like 100T like NA like default comps basically. So even in trials, people were running 2 comps. People were just like, what the fuck is this? So you have like install, right? You have like, install every 3 days. You play a comp, we install it, we're running that shit for 3 days. Then we do the same thing again. And it was just like over, I think it was like 2.5, 3 weeks, because we had like a 3-week trial.
Yeah.
So, it was a lot.
But just to give like a little bit of my experience when I was trying out for EG, Potter was doing something similar where like we would run like a bunch of different comps, or like she would bring me in playing like new roles in the same comp, but like she would mix it up quite a bit. And I like, I don't know if I was the one that asked her, but somebody asked her. She's like, they're like, yo, like what's up with this? I play this role. Why am I playing a different role, or why am I playing this other character that I'm not normally used to playing? And it wasn't for her. It wasn't about how good you are at that character. It was putting you in an uncomfortable position.
What they go through.
Yeah. Exactly, bro. You're trying to like,
you
because
just have
everyone
to know what they go through when
Yep. So like for example, and this is for everybody out there, and this goes to all the coaches right now as well that are active or even looking, or players that are looking. Every time you trial a player, you're getting the absolute best version of that player you will ever get. It will never be like that.
Right.
It's very rare that a person is the same mental, same motivation, same dedication in trials. Now, okay, I'm not saying that never happens. Obviously, there are people that are like that, but the best way to find out how a player actually is making them uncomfortable. Because when you're picking a player up, it's great when everything's going well, when they're comfortable, when they're used to their stuff. But what are you going to do in a match when a team is running you down or doing something that you're not used to? How do you adapt, or how do you even deal with that pressure in the first place? So I think that's really important for anybody looking for that shit. And I know that's probably what you were doing as well, making people uncomfortable, trying to see what the fuck is up, with them. How do they deal with tilt? How do they deal with adversity?
Yeah, there's another factor to that. Like, there's like a small story with me and primmie in trials. Basically, we're on Lotus. Actually, we're playing PRX, I'm pretty sure. We're on Lotus, and I think we go up +1 on the other side on an A fight or something, and then they pivot to C. And he basically kills all 4 members of PRX by himself. And like, in my head, my thought was, oh, surely we play retake here. And he doesn't. And he kills 4. And it's a highlight, and everybody is like, whatever. So like, I wrote it down in my notes, and then in VOD review, I'm cooking them, because I'm like, bro, why are we not playing retake here? And like, there's like a funny story where he tells Cruz and Ty. Cruz tells me later. He tells Cruz and Ty. He doesn't say anything in VOD review. He basically just, like, as it's happening, boom, I go to the next thing. He says something to Cruz and Ty, and then I was like, was that for me? And he's like, no, don't worry about it, right? So I didn't think anything of it. Later on, he tells me, he's like, you know what he said? Why does he want me to leave the bomb site when I can just kill 4 like almost every time? All I need is like a lurk smoke, right? And it's like, yeah, like you laugh because it's like true. But like at the same time, you also can acknowledge that it's certainly not what you're going to do when you're playing against the best teams in the world. So why don't we get used to doing that first? Then you start
Yes.
breaking the rules later once you know what the fundamentals are, right?
Yes.
But it goes to show you that like that's like the weird thing about coaching is like sometimes you have like MW Zera or sometimes you have like Aspas or like players like that sometimes can like stretch what's or like they can stretch the rules further.
100%.
And it's hard because like for me, I played Dota. Like in my career, I was not an FPS player. I evolved through flip side and being around Blade and Markelov and like building stats helix and then like using that program with my players and then learning the game that way and then 8 majors later and all the other stuff that we did together.
You're nice.
Like, oh, now I know everything I need to know. I've been in X amount of practices, scrims, tournaments. Now I'm, but I never played it. So when you have a player like that, you got to think about a lot of things. And one of them, I'll never forget something that happened between me and Nitro was we disagreed on whether or not he should be in a particular area during a particular time and all that stuff. And because I thought it was just too dangerous. I thought the risk assessment just wasn't worth it. And he was like, look, heck, you know all the fundamentals and you know some of the advanced fundamentals, but you can't know all the advanced fundamentals because you never played at this level and you're not as good as I am. I was like, and he was just like, there are things I can do that most people can't. You got to just trust me when I tell you I can hit this shot and survive. I was just like, okay, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, okay, all right. Because I know that I've experienced that too. That the leeway Simple got was not the leeway we gave Dav Koss and World Edit. And the things that Markelov could do, especially when lurking, we never let anyone else do. But that's because he had like, he was like the god of 1.6 and has all the experience and went from the best opper to one of the best support players at the time. Also, so it's like you give that guy leeway to take way more risks than you would anyone else. And if he decides to break rules and he gets punished, you just live with the result, right? So when he said that to me, immediately I'm like, oh, okay, all right, cool. And I think that's like something that's fucking really hard to learn when you're coaching, because like you can't treat every player the same, and that's the unfortunate part.
For sure.
And I think that is in some ways what I have to understand about primmie, and that was a story of it's the same thing, right? I'm trying to teach fundamentally because I know APAC is just not that.
Yeah, they lack a lot of it.
That's our base. Cool, great story. This kid's like, dude, I could fucking kill these guys, man. Just let me fucking play. And it's like, so early on, you can see like where the division would come from, right? Because it's like he knows what he's capable of doing. I don't know what the hell he's capable of doing yet. All I know is I got advantage on a retake that we should win. Like we have util, we have ults, we're chilling, right? He's just like, let me anchor this. I'll show you what I can do. And obviously there was no problem. It's not like I like, got mad at him or yelled at him for it, and it never became a thing. But you can automatically see very early just how on different worlds we were. And I think, it took a little bit of time for everybody to get it and buy in and stuff. But I think once they did, obviously Jit and Cruz and everybody sort of understood what we were doing and what was going on. And it was unfortunate because the truth is, had I probably been a little bit more intelligent about, I think, the region, probably primmie ends up on our roster from day one and we never even have a like 6-man roster. Because it's not like I passed on him. It's that I wasn't giving him more playing time than I was everyone else. And then when he wasn't sure whether or not he'll make the team, he just decided, fuck it, I'll just go to school. Because I got my mom already like yelling at me about like what I got to do and I got to make a choice. And that was the problem, was ultimately what it came down to was it was a time ultimatum. I needed to have made a choice. I think it was like by the second week of trials, or he had to sign up for school. And I'm like,
it's not enough time.
I'm not ready to make that choice. Now I got 2 more weeks of trials almost. I don't know what and in fairness, crws and Jit were basically like, you got to trust us on this. Unfortunately for him too, though, they really were keen on more of a tie roster. And when we were trialing Governor and Ban, like Governor was kind of dropping 30s and scrims, like, it was like, yo, we need some time. We need to figure this out. And I think ultimately, that's sort of what the thing was. It was like, do we go all tie? Do we not go all tie? We got these other two guys. And then when Governor and Ban became a package, even for crws, it was like, oh, well, I mean, if we, if we get both, and obviously no one is complaining about that stuff now, right?
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
But it was kind of unfortunate because if things just played out a little bit differently, we could have had the exact same roster we have right now back then. Imagine how much better everybody would be, and imagine how much better even the season could be. I mean, we were a hair away from second place. If we don't throw versus DRX, we're basically the second seed because then we take the Zeta game seriously and then we like have no problems, right? But like, yeah, that's another function of this is all the talk, right? That like, oh man, Talon's just not consistent. It can't beat Zeta. Well, the truth is now people know what we're focusing on and not, a game that didn't really matter because for all intents and purposes we were already in playoffs. So it's like,
exactly. Why would you want to show your
right? So do we focus on all the changes? Why would you show your hand
against any playoff team that you're gonna play? There's no point. So people need to understand that though. Like we need to make that a point as well. It's like, bro, you're not gonna show. You already qualified for playoffs. The seeding at that point doesn't really matter because you got to beat everybody anyway. So it's just like you're not gonna show your whole hand. It's just at this level of play. There's no shot.
It's just hard when you've never competed and you've never done it. It's so easy to look at it and have a knee-jerk reaction to things that are going on and things that are seeing. But now people understand, like, my focus after DRX, the moment we lost to DRX, obviously disappointed. That was my second seed. That's what I worked so hard for.
Yeah.
But the moment that happened, it was like, all right, move on to the next. And now my complete focus was like, okay, now we got to worry about primmie. Now we got to worry about, like, what is he going to play? What is he going to do? What are the comps going to look like? Can we integrate some of the old system? Or do we have to build something totally new? So yeah, like I'll say that what we have with him is unique for him, essentially. So it took time, and that meant that we couldn't dick around with like, Zeta. That's no disrespect to Carlisle and his staff. They did a great job. As a matter of fact, that game was on the players. I was very disappointed by the result because it showed that like they still weren't adjusting to other teams' adjustments well, and they weren't like reading. Like there's a in my scrum interview, I tell them someone asked me a question about it, and I basically said when I knew we had a problem was immediately first map on Ascent. It was first gun round.
Yeah,
they hard countered one of our strats. The hard countered one of our strats because that was actually it. By the way, going into this, so we ran the same comps that we ran against DRX. And we literally ran the same sets. Nothing changed, right? And the reason nothing changed, obviously now is because we're scrimming and doing other stuff that have nothing to do with the Zeta match. But also, I challenged the team. I challenged crws. I challenged Ban. I said, yo, this team is going to make adjustments. They're going to anti-shot you because I know Carlisle. So I was like, listen, here's what's going to happen. It's the same shit that happened when we played Secret against Warbirds. I already know what the game plan is. They're going to anti-strat. They're going to change unique sets that they have to make it unique to counter what we're doing. You need to basically know that, like, towards the end of the half, blah, 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 things might change and, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not going to get into the specifics because we play Secret anyway. So they have I'm not helping them out. But I had this conversation with them. But I basically told them, good luck. You figure it out, right? Everybody was like, yep, we got it. Don't even worry about it. First gun round, immediately I saw they completely countered something that we used, and we didn't notice that it was a hard counter. Like immediately right then you should be like, okay. So now we got to give this team, now we got to give them like fake looks. Now we got to like, counter the counter basically, right? That should be done immediately, and it wasn't. And I think that to me was why I was upset and disappointed. It was not about Zeta. We don't give a shit about Zeta. We were already in playoffs. It's about the fact that we need to be able to do this because this is part of the problem as to why we can throw some of these matches because we're not capitalizing on the information they give us quickly enough. And to Ban's
Mhm.
credit, he noticed it, but there's still a lot of dysfunction about when he calls, oh, this stinks, cancel, but other things still happen. Like, you know how it is, right? You make a cancel call, but people are still
100%.
acting, and then all of a sudden you make the cancel call maybe 2 seconds late, 2 people die. Now you're like, dude, I canceled, bro. I can't do this. That, like, you know, so yeah.
Why'd we go in?
So it's like,
why'd we go in?
yeah. So you have some of that stuff going on, and I think for me, I just wanted them to basically bail themselves out and experience what it's like to kind of like make their own adjustments in game and in that series. And I thought on Lotus they did a better job of that, but ultimately I was pretty pissed off by just how bad everything looked.
The adaptations
And
were.
in fairness, yeah, but and in fairness, the the practice going into that week had nothing to do with what they were just seeing, right? So it's like, you know, it's
100%.
essentially you're playing a high level ranked game, you know, with a team that actually knows what you're doing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
What can we do? Can we do it? I mean, maybe.
but that's also my problem is we need to be able to do that. We need to be able to, because like, look at
It's
this
like
playoff
Heretics.
structure.
You
We
put
win.
Heretics in any scenario, they'll do good in it. Like even if they're learning something for the first time or going back to an old comp that they haven't ran in
Yeah.
a while, you already know that all 5 of those
Yeah.
players know how to like fucking tap into like what they should be doing at the right moments, like according to the composition they're on. That's why we talked about this. That's why we praise Heretics so much. Because they're the only team that I think
Yeah,
right
I
now
agree.
has the capability to just fucking pick up a comp in a couple days and actually look like they've been playing it for like years because their fucking game IQ is actually so high that they're able to apply it in real time. And it's something that takes a lot of teams weeks
Yeah.
to learn a comp. You know what I mean? But to be playing a breach
Yeah.
comp on a map like Lotus and then swap in the middle of a fucking tournament to double controller or even bind or to like Ascent to not even play Ascent and then beat Gen.G on a map like Ascent. I mean, bro, this is like that is like what every coach like that's their dream. And we already talked about this previously, but just to bring it up for you guys again, that is the dream team. If you could have 5 players that can literally fucking pick up any comp, any characters or whatever, and be able to actually know the IQ that goes behind why we're playing this comp, what the strengths are to every comp, what the gaps are to every comp, according to the composition and the agents that you
Right.
have within it, or even the roles. That's high IQ fucking Valorant right there, and that's every coach's dream. That's what you're trying to teach your guys right now.
Yeah, and we are very similar to Heretics in that respect, but the one thing I'll agree with you on is there's a gap, and you can sense the gap because we don't look like we've ran it for years. We look like we ran it for weeks. You know what I mean? Like, that's the difference. Like, it's not like
That is
it
the
look
difference.
like it doesn't look bad because I'll say, right, like we make all these comp changes and look, we're always beating teams, we're throwing, but in order to throw, you need to be winning. You know what I mean? Like, you still, like, no disrespect, but look what happened against DFM. They ran Cypher Deadlock against us. We know how to play against Deadlock. We have Deadlock comps. No one has seen them yet. We're very experienced on it. Cypher and Deadlock, or 2 Sentinel comps, Lotus. Look how we dispatched them, and we never saw that comp. They try to play our game against us, and we just made them look foolish, and it's simply because you can't fool us with comps. You can try to run a different. We know how to play against every agent. We know what the counters are. That's also why I was so pissed off when we lost the PRX early in the season about Breach, both in playoffs and in the first game of the season. Because for some reason, it's like we look like we don't know how to play against Breach. No, we know how to play against Breach. I don't know what the disconnect is when we play against PRX. But that's where that frustration came from. And then weeks later, a team basically throws a wild ass comp at us, and we just destroy it because we are built to like not be surprised because we're the ones playing all these different agents and all these different compositions. So we have the identity to do it. The difference between us and a team like Heretics is they not only don't throw their leads away, but also when they change comps on you, they normally throw you off in a similar way to us, but they can actually win most of those games. Whereas we win more than we lose, obviously, but I'm still not going to forgive us for the PRX the DRX loss because
yeah,
like you have it in the bag if you are the team that you're expected to be, you got to close that out. And I think ultimately that's the thing. We had 3 opportunities to make champs this year. Points, we were always in the top 4 in points basically the whole season, right? Last week Zeta lost, kind of like put a dent in that, but since we already had tie break, it was irrelevant. Like, it's irrelevant right now that Secret has 1 more point than us, because if we beat them, they're done anyway, because we have tie break.
Yeah, exactly.
So
yeah, you knock them out. Yeah.
So, like, that's why for us, it didn't matter. When you did the math, it was just like, oh, this week literally doesn't mean anything. After points, you had playoffs, top 3, right? You have to make playoffs. After that, it basically was the top 2 seed. That was our focus. When we had the opportunity to get the 2 seed, which is a playoff bye, with the playoff bye, it was basically 2 points. Beyond the 2 points, it was also a way to let the bottom teams, which had Talon and RQ, basically knock themselves out by playing harder opponents. It would have been DRX and Gen.G. This was the idea. So that's why, like, at the start of the season, I was not sure we could be top 2 in the league. But the moment we had a chance 2 weeks ago, I'm like, oh. So it was like everything we worked for, this was it. We had the comps. We got the exact maps that we expected. We had all these things, and we just didn't close it out. We should have 2-0'd them, and we did it.
You guys had a nice lead, too, on that Haven. You had a nice lead on Haven.
Don't even get me started. Bro, we blew a 5v2, a 5v3, and got thrifty twice, and still lost 13-10. Like, come on. That's crazy. But anyways, that's, like, it is what it is, right? Like, that's done and over with. But, like, we've had 3 chances. 2 of those chances now, technically, points and the 2nd seed are gone. The only thing left available, technically, is this team secret match. Yeah. So our goal from the start of the season was obviously to make champs. That was my goal from even the earliest Talon content. I was like, we're going to be top 4 in the league. We pretty much have a chance to accomplish that, obviously, tomorrow. All year, we've been a top 4 team in this league. So if we don't make champs, obviously, it's going to be a huge disappointment. And none of it has anything to do with primmie. And I think that's at all. Ultimately what I think people need to realize is this move with primmie says less about what's going on now. In my opinion, I've already talked to the guys. They already know this. Secret is on governor and ban. We've already beat this team twice. They are playing much better. Everyone says they're going to win. We're actually an underdog again. Even with the winning record.
You guys are like the G2.
So don't even get me started. Yes. It's actually
you guys
hilarious.
Are like the G2
and it's okay.
Of APAC. Because everyone still in NA is like, oh yeah, G2, like blah, 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 blah. Like, I don't understand how people don't, like, they still don't put respect on your guys' team or G2. Like, people really think that G2 is a fluke. I don't get it. Like, they really think G2 is a fluke. I'm like, bro, they have the best macro. But
everyone in APAC thinks we're a fluke. Everyone in APAC actually calls us a gimmick team. So I'm not even tripping. It is what it is. They're the favorites going into this week, which is even less pressure on primmie, right? Less pressure on Ban and Gov. We're not even expected to win. This team is a top 3 team, apparently. Like, okay, listen, congratulations. I will say this, though. This team was in the same position last year and unfortunately got defeated by Zeta. So they deserve a lot of credit for always being in the running for, like, consistently making champs. They're just kind of always narrowly losing it, right? So Vash doesn't have a lot of years left, right? He's getting older. Like, regardless of who wins, like, if they beat us, I'm still going to be rooting for, forget all that shit that happened earlier. Obviously, I know they're not our friends. They secretly don't like us, right? Because, all that stuff that happened early in the season. I know there is, like, a problem amongst us. But if you're a fan of Valorant and you're a fan of, like, esports, even if we lose, it's a great story for him that even as he's aging, he's giving himself a chance to always be in the show And if they get there, congratulations to them. Obviously, we don't think that's going to happen, and we're not really worried about people saying that we're the underdogs on this series. It is what it is. But yeah, so that's the narrative going into this game is that, So no matter what, I think APAC got fantastic stories because Gen.G, DRX, and PRX are without a doubt the top 3 teams in this league. There's just 3 or 4 of us fighting for 4th right now, right?
And I mean, to be fair, you almost fought
no matter the storyline, it's nice. Fair. But you got to close. Yeah. We certainly did not close. So I get why people don't trust us, because at the end of the day, the truth is I don't trust us, because you can't have the leads that we have and consistently put yourself in a position where you can throw them. That's something that we have to get better at. And the truth is the communication is just, I think, the number one problem. Because you know what I found out? This is also a funny story. Jit didn't know what the word mask was. Mask.
Oh, wow.
So Governor, bro, I found this out 3 weeks ago. Governor and Ban always are like, yo, we need to mask this, blah, 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 blah. And,
he didn't even know.
They would bring
he
up,
wasn't
like,
even a part of it.
Well, what are we doing?
He was like, okay.
He didn't know what mask was. He was like, bro, what the fuck are these guys talking about? But, he doesn't tell us. So, I don't remember what the fuck happened. But then, something happened, and then he was just like, bro, what is mask? And Gov looks at him like, you mean this whole time you didn't know what the fucking word mask was? This is what I like. It's like funny shit like that happens. Their English is good enough, especially for Valorant, to be able to compete and play. But when English is your primary language, we use, unfortunately, so many slang terms, or we have such weird slang terminology. Another thing that we had to deal with earlier this year was shroud. Sometimes in crazy moments, we go shroud, shroud, shroud. The times I'm like, what the fuck is that, bro? But if you ask anyone from North America, they'll know high area.
Yeah, we know.
Right.
We know.
They'll know high area on a map that you have to get to by getting boosted or TPing or something.
Yep.
Right? But that is not a terminology in our map callouts. So it's these funny things when I say it's the comms, even one of the 5v3 throws, no, the 5v3 where Governor has ult in B main, right? Basically, people are going over what util they have for the retake, right? And Ban is waiting for confirmation to start. He's waiting for one of the tie players for confirmation. The player didn't say anything. Governor says, fuck it, I'm going. That's why it looks so disjointed, because Governor's like, all right, bro, we're missing our timing, bro. We need to fucking go. The bomb's ticking. Ban's waiting for confirmation. No confirmation is given, so now the spacing between Ban and Governor is bad because Ban's still waiting, and the reason for this is simply the lurking option is focused on the lurking option, and since English isn't his primary language, it's sometimes they mute it, they just are but these motherfuckers are just talking, because that happens a lot. Crws, Ban are basically calling and mid rounding, and then Governor obviously provides input. And this is sort of, I think, some of the disconnects that can happen when you have people whose primary language isn't English. And we're kind of lucky because Crws is kind of fucked up in the head, because I think he's more English than Thai, but his Thai is perfect. You know what I mean? He's not normal. Because even when it comes to pop culture references, he knows them all. It's hilarious.
Yeah, he gets it all.
Right. So it's he's just not fucking normal. And this is what we mean by why we throw rounds. It's not the game IQ. It's the it's the nuance in the comms where Ban is doing the right thing. Governor is kind of doing the right thing where they're waiting for the connecting comm on a retake. But then the lurker, they're waiting for him even though he has lurk util, even though he has retake util, but he's lurking. So his brain is turned off because he's like, bitch, I'm lurking. You motherfuckers don't need me.
I'm on alert mode. Yeah.
Right? And it's that small disconnect because if he was let's say if in some way, let's just use you as an example, because I'm not going to mention who the player was, but let's say it was you.
Yeah.
You would probably be like, hey guys, I'm lurking. You would just say that calm or
I'm not there.
I have no util.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You would say that, and then ban and governor would reset.
Oh, I get it. I get it now. Yeah, now I know what I need to do. Yeah.
But they're not. And ban and governor are trying to like play the numbers, play the odds, and then governor goes, bro, fuck this, because he knows we're wasting time. Like, you know,
someone's got to make a plan. Someone's got to.
It could be impatient, could be the bad call, right? Like at the end of the day, I mean, obviously we already talked about that round internally or whatever. You know, it was just a lot of a lot of nasty chain events happen.
Yeah.
But this is an example of why, or how the communication can be kind of like fucked up.
For sure.
And why we've talked about it being fucked up. But it isn't a lack of like game understanding or knowledge. It's actually the other. It's too much game knowledge, because if we just run at them 5v3 at the same time, they can't
probably
win.
just win anyway. You probably just win anyway. Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
But we lose because we're like trying to play too smart in a 5v3, and then one guy gets impatient and goes, dude, we're wasting our time. Let's just fucking go. And then other cogs in the wheel are not on the same page, and all of a sudden it starts to wobble, and then Buzz kills 2, and then Cruz dies in the back to I think it was Bane, and then now it's a 2v2. And then we lose that, and it's like, oh, bro, how the fuck you guys doing 5v3s? It's like, but you have to be in the 5v3. Like, that's the thing I think is so interesting about the conversation around Talon this year, or like who's third, or what's team better than us, or we're fluky, or where this or that is. You still have to consistently be able to clutch, come back, or have a lead. Right. You can't get lucky, or can't be a fluke that we're always in a lead, or we're always like in contention. If you want to say things like we're not as sharp as X team, or I trust this team in bigger areas or better spots, or, you know, whatever, totally justifiable argument. But the way I feel, at least, even if we beat Secret tomorrow, we would have beaten them 3 times in 1 year. And I guarantee you, if you talk to the people in APAC, especially the like talent and commentary pool,
it was a fluke.
Secret will still beat us if we played again. It's like, I have no idea like what's going on. It's like they just assume
the Hector
that
Tax.
Like, we're like lost.
Right,
but it's like they assume we're lost. It's like, wait a minute.
That's the title of the episode, the Hector Tax.
Yeah. And it's like sort of interesting, because I feel like on my end, at least, now the new commentary is like, oh my God, all this pressure on primmie. How, you know, we're gonna ruin this talent. It's like, I mean, it's not like the people that are in the Valorant room have never dealt with a young talented player before. Right? Like, you know, Ban at one point was that guy.
Yeah.
So Governor was that guy. I mean, they might not have been the hype train, right? Like, you know, certainly I think there's a level difference between Ban at 19 and primmie at 19. That's no disrespect to Ban. It's just, you know, real's real. But it's not like the guys are gonna fuck up like his development by like putting too much pressure on him. Certainly, I'm not stupid enough to do that. So I think it's, no matter what, for us, it's cool, it's good. Like, we will take advantage of either champs or the teams coming to champs during our off season. And I think next year the goal for him is to be one of the best players in the world, not just APAC. And I just have to give him what's in here. Like I did. It's
gonna take development, yeah.
You know, crws. Yeah. And I think he'll be special. I'm already seeing it in scrims. Like,
awesome.
I'm already seeing it in scrims. And the thing I think is most interesting is he's unlocking things for like governor, actually.
Wow.
Which is why I'm really happy. Yeah. But it's like really interesting.
That's how you know he's a good player, though. That's how you know he's a good player. Like, when a player can come into your team and not only like do good for himself, but enable other players as well, or like even be enabled by other players. Sometimes it's just like works that way. Like, where like you pick up the right guy for the right moment at the right time. Like, look at Zelsis when he joined Sentinels, bro. Zelsis was never known as like a god tier player, but now I'll tell you what, dude, he looks like a fucking god tier player right now, because the system that he's in, the way that he's able to enable his teammates as well. And if your teammates are eating like that, you're gonna eat too. You know what I mean? You're gonna all of a sudden now start playing at this high level that you probably didn't even know that you had under your belt either. Like, I never knew Zelsus
Right.
to be like this great aimer. Watch, after him playing with Sentinels this whole time, this guy's hitting some crazy shots now too, randomly. You know what I mean? So it's like it levels you up too. Just like being able to play with somebody that levels players up around them. So it's dope.
Yep.
Hector, I
But
didn't
yeah,
want
dude,
to interrupt your flow
it.
before, but I have to roast you real quick because just because Cruz has interests and hobbies outside of esports doesn't make him not normal. I think it's the other way around.
Fair.
No,
But
but,
he's not
for
normal.
gamers, it is not normally.
He's
but for
actually
gamers,
not normal.
it is not
and
normally.
not in a bad way.
I know what you mean. I
He's
do.
just- yeah, he's truly
built
an anomaly,
different.
bro.
He's built different.
Right, bro. We joke with him. He's more American than the Americans, bro.
No.
But then-
So okay, so
He
when I saw
speaks
his interview,
Korean, he knows
Yeah.
all about Korean culture. He's taught.
Dude.
This dude is insane. He's like he's like the Dos Equis guy, but the Valorant version.
bro, literally when I saw him do an interview, I was like, wait, this is a Thai player? I thought he was from fucking NA, bro. I thought he was an NA player,
Right.
bro, when he did the interview, because he literally
That happens
sounds
to me every day.
Bro, it's trippy.
He's got a
It's
presence
trippy.
to
I'm like,
him.
bro, what the? I'm like, what the?
Yeah, he does.
What the? Because I don't. By the way, I knew nothing about him, like at all. And
Me
then like
neither.
I didn't even know how he looked. I didn't know anything about him. When I saw him do the interviews with the Talon social media or the Talon YouTube channel, I was like, wait, what the fuck? This motherfucker. Are we sure he's not from America, bro? Because yeah, he's so
Yeah.
convincing.
He
Otherwise,
he's the only reason why we could bring international players
that's awesome, man. That's actually awesome.
because he can
I tell you what,
speak
though.
in Thai, in English, think in Thai, think in English.
Mhm. It was definitely worth it though, for
It's
sure.
good.
And they saw it too, right? Like even though like it seems like your coaching style it definitely was like something that they weren't used to. I'm happy that they actually bought into it because if they didn't, they'd be sitting at 8th place again. You know what I mean? Or whatever the fuck it was last year.
Yeah.
So I'm happy that they actually bought into the system because that's very important for them. And the fact that you're getting the credit where it's due now is great too for you. And then okay, so I had one final thought about the primmie thing about what you were telling me about when he was like, oh, like why can't I just play here and kill 4? Dude, plays like that, the more that you do them in scrims, the more teams will be ready for that. So I always had this thing with my teams where I'm like, if I saw somebody do like a play like that in a scrim, I would classify it as a match play. I'll call it a match play and I'll tell them, I'm like, listen, I'm glad you got to do that in this one scrim and you know that it works now, okay? Like I'm glad you tried it. I'm glad you know it works. Save it and do that in a fucking
Right.
match. These are what match
Right.
plays are. Because when you're scrimming, if you keep showing that you like to go for shit like this, the chances of it actually happening in a match setting against a good team, it's gonna diminish frequently. And that's ultimately what ended up happening to me as well. When I found out my Schmeek shit worked, bro, like I was still doing it all the time. And I have a very strong feeling that the reason why people got used to my timings and everything was because I started streaming and I was using the same timings on stream. And then if it wasn't on there, I was doing them still in the scrims. I wish I would have like kind of concealed my hand once I knew that this shit was working and just like not allowed people the time of day to get used to it like by me doing it all the time. You know what I mean? It made it harder on myself, even though it still worked. It still worked because people still were just shit. They couldn't shoot somebody dashing onto them. And like at the timings that I would do it, and also back then Jet was very reactionary too. It was like you didn't have to pre-pop your dash and then okay, now I go in. It was like if I see the window of opportunity in a millisecond, I'm pressing the button, I'm going. You know what I mean? So like it was also different, like the way I could go about it. But I think it's important for him to understand that though. So if you do want to run him by a clip of this podcast or whatever, bro, learn the fundamentals because you're gonna have to rely on it eventually. The popping off, you do it in the match, and I promise you, life will be great. Life will be great. But at least if you get in a match and you get shut down, now you have something to fall back on, and you're not useless in the server. And that's what player development is all about, baby. Literally.
Yep. Sage advice. It's funny you say that because I still watch people's streams, opponent streams,
Yeah.
for tendencies.
Yeah. No.
Because
no,
you
it's,
know-
it's
You get a feel for like who they really are beyond the system. Because that's
you get to see the
I
fights they
would
like
say
to
this.
take.
Another
the
reason we
timings.
throw a lot. Another reason we throw a lot is simply because you can tell who these players are beyond my coaching in those moments.
Mhm.
Exactly who
Yeah.
they are comes up in those moments. It's not, oh, Hector's gonna be pissed at me because I'm not doing, or like, I'm not ping ponging with my player. I'm not swinging wide. He's swinging soft. You know exactly who these motherfuckers are. If they're baiters consistently, you'll know they're both low swinging and basically short swinging, and that's why people get collided a lot. If that happens a lot, they're both baiters. That's like an example of like what their brains are. If one person is consistently popping, swinging, and going wide while the other one goes short, that guy not a baiter. That's like a small example of like, if a guy does this in stream, like he's like, yeah, let's swing 3, 2, 1, and he wide swings, that guy's a good teammate. That's like a pro on the pro box. But if you consistently see that guy short swing when he does that, it's like, oh, this motherfucker. You're gonna be able to collapse this guy a lot because he's just always gonna go short. Like it's like, bro, you can do a lot of personal study beyond the analytics that you can get from like any of the APIs that are around, or just watching games. You just like watch their habits and like who they are beyond their system. And those things hold true more in clutches and in late round scenarios than they ever do. Like first 30 seconds is always going to be, I say this for almost every team. First 30 seconds is always your system.
Mm-hmm.
Your first rotation is always your system. It's when you get beyond that your personal, artistry comes out.
And people would be surprised. It's very prevalent in what you said about like the clutches. Understanding if a player is the type that likes to tap a bunch, or if he actually is like one person that will actually full commit. Yeah. You know what I mean? And just how they even play like the micro 1v1s and stuff like that. People would be surprised at how much you could just absorb just by watching the opponents that you're playing against. I spoke about this on a previous podcast, how I never thought about, how I was going to op against certain op matchups, right? Like, how am I going to op against tens? Mm-hmm. Because his op style is different than a player like Ye. Like, how do I op against different players? Also, it comes down to you, too, from your own experience in scrims, too. How many times in scrims am I able to maybe just actually out-diff this guy with the op? For me, like, the best example I can think of right now, whenever I would play against Corey, I knew, for a fact, I knew this. I know Corey's very fast. His reaction time is insanely fast. And his fault in this game of opping is if you shoot too fast, you're going to do 140 or you're going to shoot the wall or something of the sorts. So I would be very patient when I was approaching Corey in the head-to-head op battle, even if I knew his angle, right? I would pre-aim him perfectly. He would shoot too soon, tag me for 140, and I would almost always get the kill in return. And that little micro difference would make it so I would beat him in the match that was like close. You know what I mean? And it's something that would happen so frequently in scrims that I knew, and it gave me confidence going in the match. I'm like, okay, I don't need to be afraid of him holding an angle on me, because most of the time he shoots me when I like on purpose show my elbow. Like, you know how you creep up to the wall, do a little thing like this, like I'm sidestepping out. I'll show my elbow on purpose, try to get him to shoot at it, and it will do like 140 or something, and then I'll actually swing for real and kill him. It's crazy though, and people definitely did this to me when I was doing this.
This is why. So what you really talk about is like calm aim plus the studying of a player tendency, right?
Yep.
This is why I think people like, obviously Nitro, people like crws, people like you, one day when you guys are done and you coach, you all technically have more potential to be a better coach than even people like me. You mentioned Potter earlier. I mean, I know she played at a high level.
Yeah.
But she played at a high level in a particular role. Mm-hmm. Beyond that, it's going to be difficult, like, to compare like her to Nitro, for instance, right? It's like no disrespect. It's like, top of her game amongst her field for sure. But Nitro has almost played 1 through 5 every position in CSGO. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's played support, he's played entry, even on Liquid when he just went back, he played op. Like, that's kind of fucked. You know what I mean? Like, that's a knowledge gap.
He's done everything.
Someone like her, me, right? Like, that's why you guys are going to be better coaches than us. Mm-hmm. Like, you have more potential one day to be a better coach than me, because you have that. It goes back to the Nitro conversation I had about like,
certain angles,
the advanced fundamentals. Like, see, like, I know those, right? Like, I know, come on, angle advantage, even what you're discussing, calm aim plus the player profile, right?
Yeah.
But the difference is when a player goes, how do I improve in this? I'm going to tell him ways you improved in this. You're going to tell him how to improve on this based on him. You understand the difference?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I would be able to
can't just
identify.
go, here's right. I'm only going to be able to show him how I know Simple got better, Nitro got better, you got better. You could be like, oh, wait. Okay. You can't really learn this like I learned this. All right. So let me help you break this down. Boom, 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 boom. There's just things I'm never going to be able to do and I can't do because I don't have that level of experience.
Yeah.
And that's ultimately why I think like you guys have the potential to be better coaches long term. Because there's just shit that and it's not even like there's just like so much shit that like you have to learn. No, that's simple. It's like there's just nuance into what you're describing around the you and Corey matchup that I've never personally experienced. It's all secondhand.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's very similar to like, there's a bunch of NBA coaches like Greg Popovich is like a great example of like a coach that like never played and is still at the top of his game for sure. But there's a reason, and it's beyond the Michael Jordan comparison. There's a reason why Phil Jackson is considered a better coach. Phil Jackson also played and won a championship as a player. You're always going to have that level up. Like you're always going to have that advantage because, there's going to be a point in time where you just can't help a player because you actually don't know what the answer is going to be. And yeah, experience will help you get over those answers because I could learn to regurgitate from prior knowledge and experience. But you'll always be able to like solve a problem faster, which is like super deep in the detail because your brain has already lived through the experiences. And
I've already done it like firsthand. Yeah.
Yeah. So like then, and that's just something I'll never be able to achieve. So it kind of sucks on one end to know that like I already know where my limit is as like a coach or just like
for this game thinker. At least. But who's to say in like a game that's like Dota 2, that you wouldn't have that experience then? So like it all
no. Right, for sure, right? For sure. That's right, and that also gave me a competitive advantage.
Or the fighting game stuff too. Didn't you play fighting games?
Right. Yeah. So
you got it too.
No, for sure. Like I have different strengths beyond that experience because I've won championships in different games, which we don't need to hear. But so like all that stuff I brought in here. That's why like I felt I had an advantage in Valorant is because of my Dota IQ. Because I know Riot wants us to say League, but like very quickly, here's why you cannot compare League of Legends. Not just to Dota. I'm not even trying to say the game is better. League of Legends is a better game. It's a more popular game. It has more money. So I don't even want to argue about what's the better game. I don't give a shit. Like that's not what I mean when I talk about this content. The reason why Dota is far more comparable to League to Valorant than League, it's simple. In Dota, you could have single off lane, dual lane off lane, tri-lane off lane. In Dota, you can have a jungler, right? You could have two junglers. You could have a support. You could have no one jungle. You could have a support whose job every 53 seconds to go to a camp and stack camps for someone else to get experience, right? You could do all of that in Valorant. Let me explain. When you're anti-KO, what do? If you're Cypher, you play mid.
Yep.
You play deep mid, almost in your spawn. Why? And you place trips on the side and on your corners for other people to play off of. What is that? That's pretty much the analogy I gave you with supports. Like
straight up.
Stacking camps for someone else.
Yep.
I'm giving you my shit. I'm making sure I don't turn off. I'll play late. Okay? Tri-lane. 3-1-1s exist. 1-1-3s exist. 1-3-1s exist. There was a point in period where you could basically have a support in jungle fighting middle with your mid in Dota, right? League has never had any of this shit. So League players that came in here and League coaches that come in here and coach, they don't even understand what I'm telling you. They can't even think like me because they've never experienced this. They don't understand those timings and rhythms and patterns.
Mm-hmm.
They may think they do because like League of Legends is kind of comparable, but it's not. You had meta after meta after meta where you had all these shifts in Dota. You had camps change. You had all these stuff. You have experience changes. You have timing changes. You have ward timing changes. Like you have areas in the map where you can ward and not ward. Very similar to like, think Icebox and the new yellow change. There were things you used to be able to do with Cypher there that made his cameras a lot more broken, even though no one really played Cypher at the time. Cypher was considered good.
Yeah.
Even Nats would sometimes play Cypher. You can't even play Cypher now really on this new Icebox because there's no need because of some of the geometrical stuff I'm discussing, right?
Yeah.
Like, then you go to drafts. You go player drafts. You go I know we can't pick ban yet, player agents, which is the future, I'm telling you. But
yeah, once they come out with enough, you kind of have to. You kind of have to go that way, I feel like.
Yeah.
Right? Isn't that what they did with League?
You know,
too?
the
like,
extra
League
life comp.
was like, yeah.
I'll tell you where the extra life came from. Obviously, proponent of math was like a big deal, but there's pushing comps. Like I was thinking of, I know this is gonna sound real crazy, but like Necro, Chen, basically pushing comps, heal pushing comps. So there's a period where like one of the strongest pushing comps would be like Nature's Prophet, Necro middle, and Chen. It's basically heavy wave clear with healing. So you could basically just chip down towers and push.
You're just bullying.
Bro, there was a F3 team with Mania, the homie, my former squad actually, that I think pushed down all the way up to tier 3s by like 11 minutes. Right? And at the time, if you didn't have Necro, you could get Tinker. And you could do the same thing, except it's not a heal push comp. It's just a wave damage push down comp. But it's basically the same theory. The extra life comp, I thought about that 3.5 years ago, basically. I brought that shit to early 100 Thieves after fucking pretty much when KO was installed. Berlin was the first time I wanted to run it, 2021.
Yeah.
On Ascent. Because you had Phoenix, Sage, and KO. And I had Astra on that comp instead of like, what the comp ended up becoming with Clove now, right? Right? So you had to like Sova Astra. And the way I thought about that comp was literally what I told you. It was basically a Dota pushing comp, except instead of extra lives, in Dota, you just had like massive heals or damage wave clear or whatever. But I was just like, bro, how could we just brute force just a comp?
Yeah.
And it was like, wait, Sage can res, Phoenix can res, or kind of has a res, KO has a res. I just have extra lives. Then you do the math, ult breakdowns, how many ult orbs. Back then it was even so. This is what I love when people go, "Oh yeah, now you have Clove, it's good." Because I'm already thinking of a specific player who's like that with Yoru, who I was telling to play Yoru for years, and now he's playing Yoru in the league, and this motherfucker was always like, "Yoru's trash, Yoru's not good, Yoru's this, Yoru's that." Okay, but the reason why the extra life comp in 2021 was better than even the extra life comp is now is because everyone ult orbs was lower. So mathematically, you had even more of a chance to have.
Crazy.
Exactly. Sage was way lower. Phoenix is the same. KO was lower. That makes an even more of a difference. Back then, that comp was even stronger than it is now today, adding Clove. Simply because
and
you
the
could
heal
chain
was
it
stronger
a lot
too.
More. Yes, bro.
Even
this is the stuff that
Sage
people
heal
just
was,
don't think
was
about.
insanely OP.
Yeah,
dude, that's so
bro.
cool though. Like I didn't know that Dota. First of all, I didn't know Dota was a game that was like that because I thought it was just like League, where it was like, oh, you have a jungle, you have your lanes.
Nah, bro.
I didn't know how many different
It's so
strategies there were.
flexible.
That's so sick.
Yes, and you had to be good and like. Right, so like I'll give you a strong example. Na'Vi and TI2. Actually, TI1 was probably a better example of this. TI2 was like they were team fighters. Oh, this is perfect. Okay, TI1, Na'Vi, one of the best pushing teams. Right?
Yeah.
They had early push with like a Nature's Prophet. They had a late game comp with like normally anti-mage with Havost, and they would basically just early game, bully. Late game, they have the GOAT, like the strongest late game character. TI2, they became a straight up team fighting team. They would just beat you with team fights, right?
Wow.
Like weird comps, team fights, right? TI3, they ran into the best pushing team ever assembled, basically, which was Alliance, which basically had like, So like, and they got beat, but like amazing job by Na'Vi. Like they still got it there. Like they did incredible, like, all this shit. But like you in Dota, every year almost, you have like a new identity. You have like a new like theory and system. Last year for me, it was Harbor Viper. This year for me, it's a little bit more intricate with the amount of different comps. But like an example of like the new shit is like, double controller with like Clove and Omen and stuff like.
Yeah.
So it's like every year, if you're a Dota player, Another small example of it is in Dota, there are TIs where every single character has been picked or banned. That is not the case in League of Legends. That has never happened once.
There's always
Right?
like a clear meta in League. There's always a clear meta in League. It's
Yeah.
like you know like
So like
if Faker gets his
Right.
year, the game's over. If he doesn't, you have a chance. You know what I mean? Like that's how
Exactly.
it was, bro. That's
in
how
Dota,
been
it's
for a
way more
minute.
flexible. So you
I like
so
that though. I like that.
You learn to think flexibly. Like I'll give you an example. I have a Reyna comp with ban on it already. I have a concept in mind with Reyna and ban. Ban, if we're lucky, right? If we go deep enough in champs, ban probably might play every single agent this year.
That's
Literally,
so cool, bro. That's so
we
cool.
have a document. Like we literally have documents for like all our comps and stuff and ideas, but there is a different agent for ban on every character on a document.
Bro,
Whether we get to it and get to use it is different. But he would pretty much have played every fucking agent.
Bro, Ban has
game.
played 12 agents.
Or no, 13
Ban has played
actually.
12 agents.
He's played 13 already. He's not that far away. And I think the point I'm trying to make is if I came from League of Legends, I don't know if my brain works that way.
No,
I don't
true.
know if
probably
like,
not.
my
Same with CS
personality
though.
is even
Same with
like
CS. Same with CS. I'll tell you what. For me, with the Overwatch shit, the reason why I liked playing this Jet Raze comp was because it reminded me of dive comp. It reminded me of like in Overwatch there was this comp that was like you have Gen.G and you have Tracer, and Gen.G has a dash.
Yep.
And Tracer has you know like a dash as well. Like
and you
like
just eat the backline
actually.
heals. Yep.
Yeah. So I related it towards like exactly like how do we just like overwhelm one opponent on a site. And that's where that composition made sense, especially when I saw Vision Strikers already like doing some things with Breach. And also the fact that like when I first switched over to the game, Immortals was a team that was heavily looking at me. They actually wanted me. I ended up going with FaZe anyway, but they really wanted me bad. And I got brought over as a Breach player, bro. I got brought over as Breach though. Like because those coaches on Immortals, they were from Overwatch. So they saw the value of how much utility Breach had. And the fact that I was like really proactive because I was an Overwatch player, I think that's the main thing. I think that's the main reason why they liked me is because I was very proactive with my utility. I was supporting my teammates. Like I think I was supporting fucking Bior as the Jet player. That's how long ago this was. Bior was a Jet. Bior was a Jet player back in the OG days, and then I ended up joining FaZe. But like that's why I'm still good at Breach now to this day, though, is because I know how to enable my teammates just from playing Overwatch, right? And understanding like, oh, if I get the stun off for my dive characters, like this is what they can do. You know what I mean? Like I understood like certain things like that. So that's why I was a fan of the comp. I'm glad we were able to.
It's funny
like,
you say that because
shit.
I've always said this about Overwatch players in here. If you play against a team with like 3 or more Overwatch players, those are the teams that will get ult economy with like 3-4 ults and just literally win around. Especially on a 2-for-1, they'll just use all those ults and beat you. The problem with you Overwatch players, to me, though, is you guys don't know how to layer your ults. Like, you guys don't know how to save ults. Like, you'll use Breach ult and KO ult maybe on the same round, right? Whereas sometimes you may want to let's use Breach ult for the retake this round, and then let's use KO. Right. So that's like the one thing I noticed, especially early on in this game about fucking Overwatch players, is that you guys...
It's facts.
You guys would win the important rounds because of your ults, but sometimes you'd give up ult economy because you just use too many ults at once because that's what you're conditioned to do.
And not only with ults, but with abilities, because we are also conditioned to chain abilities together as well. And that's where we would run into these problems where we would like chain all this utility to take all the space, and all of a sudden like the other team's just playing retake.
You don't have any,
and like we got nothing. Right. Yeah, we got nothing. So yeah, you're so fucking right, bro. You're so fucking right. That's funny as hell. But it's just until like not recently, but like it obviously like I realized that, and now I even on stream when I'm casting, I'll even be like, oh, like when a team's like down, like let's say it's 8-12, but I see like they have like 4 ults coming online. I'm like the way I'm looking at it right now, and I know this as a fact that coaches aren't doing this. Maybe apart from you because you think about this, is I know these coaches aren't telling their team on that timeout when it's 8-12. And they have a bunch of different ults. I know they're not telling them, yo, we're going to use this ult this round. Then we're going to win the next round with this ult. Then, you know what I mean? Because, like, instead, they have to waste, like, 2-3 ults. And now the snowball is like, okay, now you have to win a gun round where maybe you don't have ult advantage anymore. Whereas if you had just won the round with just one ult, or two, worst case scenario, sometimes you got to invest a second. Like, let's say shit didn't go your way. They disrupted you, whatever it may be. I get it, you know. Or maybe you just needed to secure the round. But if they actually took the time to think about that aspect of the game where we're making a comeback, we only need to win 2 gun rounds to make this comeback. Let's stack our ults in these gun rounds and hopefully not have to use them on the anti-eco. You know what I mean? Like, there's a real chance that there's a lot more comebacks happening, especially in those games where it's like 12-8. All of a sudden, the momentum's in your favor. So yeah, I agree, bro.
There's a lot of teams that don't even talk about ult economy.
Dude, they don't even talk about ults at all. Bro, there's teams that don't even talk about what ults they have.
There's teams that don't even use it. Bro, we played
Yeah.
against DRX. If you look at that Ascent, bro, these guys don't even use their ults, bro. Anyways. And we lost.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on. But
Yeah,
yes, this is a conversation that we have. Yeah, I have extensive knowledge because me and Seasonal last year on Furia, we did research. We know basically like how many ults to use in a round because we know what the diminishing return is. So like there's a very specific number of ults around. If you use, you're pretty much going to lose like you're going to lose 2 of the next 3 rounds like at an 80% clip in NA VCT all of last year. If a team spent an X amount of ults, they basically lost 66% of the next rounds. Just because the other team now has better ult economy and, you know, blah, 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 they can counter. Or you blow your load, they have it, and it's a shift. There's a specific number. And it was like, so like I have a rule where like I tell teams and players not to do, like never use this many ults in a round, ever.
Yeah.
This team doesn't listen to me at all. They will blow their whole load. And it's been a fight between me and crws since October. So, and it's not changing because their whole fundamental philosophy as players is, I don't give a fuck. We need to win this round. Okay. Unlucky. Because, you know.
I mean, sometimes, yeah, I guess if you're on round 12, sure. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I can hear Ban too. He's like, yeah, but bro, in tournament, bro, you got to win these rounds. It's like, dude. But you got to be able to do it without
confident, bro. Win it.
Ults,
win it anyway. Yeah, win it with 1 or 2. Yeah.
It's tough, bro. But yeah, that's the ultra important.
I mean, dude, that was awesome, bro. I think we were just spitting some fire about like a bunch of different shit. So I think we should just get straight into the matches that happen, and then just maybe talk a little bit about playoffs, and we'll end on there. So EMEA, we only got 3 matches. Foot, Giant X, Foot 1-2-0. I think that eliminated Giant X, if I'm correct. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Anyways, Heretics 2-1 Koi, and then Fnatic 2-1 Liquid. And
you know what that means?
Fnatic's
in champions. I told you, bro. I wasn't worried about.
Oh, does that mean they make champs no matter what?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yep.
Like because of their points, maybe.
Yep.
Or what?
Yep.
Damn, dude, good for them. I'm happy for the boys. I'm happy for them, honestly. And yo, I wonder if Hero is gonna play at champs or if Leo's gonna come back. But I think either way they do it, dude. Fuck, they're owning right now. They actually look insane right now. Like, I think maybe even playing with Hero might be the wave. I'm not even joking, bro. I know Leo's amazing, but sometimes
I mean, 100% of one guy is often better than even 80% of another, depending on the 80% of that guy.
Right? Yeah, exactly. If Leo is still sick, there's no point. There's literally no point.
For sure.
And that's not gonna. I don't think that's gonna affect Leo at all. Like, everyone knows Leo's the GOAT. There's no way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's still one of the best players in the league. So,
bro, hands down.
And I jokingly, me and crws joked about this or whatever. Like, if he became a free agent, and I told him, I was like, crws, I'll drop you in a second, bro. And he laughed. He's like, I dropped me too. You know what I mean? Like,
bro, no, real shit though. It's
fair.
fair.
Even got a trip. Yeah.
It's fair.
It's fair. It's all good. Yeah,
it's fair. But Heretics and Foot are sitting at the top, and then I think it goes down to. So there are some weird things, actually. There will be like some ties between teams. Like, for example, if Navi... Yeah. So Navi play Gentlemates, and if they lose, they'll be at 4-6, and Carmine Corp play Vitality. If they lose, they'll also be at 4-6. So it's like... There's some weird things that could happen.
I wonder who... it's like head-to-head tiebreak, I think, or...
Yeah.
No. Regular
Carmine,
season is... I think it's map differential. It's supposed to be like map differential. Then
is there no head-to-head?
Then head-to-head. Head-to-head is for playoff championship points.
Okay.
That's the first tiebreaker, but I don't think it's the tiebreaker for.
Yeah. So basically, how this should go is KC will play Vitality. If KC win to Vitality, they'll take the 4th seed. Basically, is what's going on. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I think that's how that works because
By
they
the
have
way,
KC right now. They're +2, and the 2 teams that they're competing with right now are -21 and -16. So they'll win the round differential. But it's fucking weird, bro. Like I don't know. I don't really know how it goes. I don't know how it goes. But we have Foot and we have Heretics sitting in the upper bracket, which is probably really good for Foot because they seem to choke in playoffs. This gives them a really good chance.
Yeah.
I think Heretics are going to qualify.
Did you see the there's a thing going around where Riot is basically like kind of inadvertently, I guess, changing the rules, their own rules. They're not following certain tie breaks, and people are going all crazy about it.
Is it that post about God of Pog? He said, according to BBL's manager, VCT EMEA admins confirmed to them that they do not use their rulebook to decide ties, but instead use head-to-head results first, regardless of the size of the tiebreaker scenario. But isn't that good though? Like I feel like it makes sense though, because if you like, let's say like for this slot,
I'm
right?
not arguing that.
Yeah, I feel like if you've beaten a team, but they have a better like
here's the thing.
round
it's that
differential
even us,
than you.
we were confused. So I'll give you an example. In APAC, all year, or sorry, in January, February, we thought Alpha plays Omega, right?
Yeah.
Then in playoffs, for some reason, the first bye round, the first knockout stage, we had to play PRX. PRX is in our group. Because we were all under the impression that it was going to be us versus the other group the entire time. And the next split, it's us versus our same group the entire time. So to me, to my knowledge, that was changed because we were going to play Team Secret, who we had just played last week. Guess what? This season, if Gen.G beats Team Secret this week, Gen.G plays Team Secret again for playoffs. Did you know that?
Wow.
So they didn't change it this time. So even I'm going through this like,
yeah, that's weird.
Dude, it's so bro, it was
bro.
so, we were so angry, bro. We actually like were pissed. We petitioned. They were just like, no, like, you know, yeah, I'm not going to get into the specifics of who said what or whatever, but like, listen, it could be our fault. Maybe we are Pepega. Exactly. Why is it not very open from the beginning? Like, why when they make their 10-minute videos where you see people talk and just speak about whatever they want to speak about how awesome they are and all this stuff, why don't they also just go, and here's the format, and here's what's going to happen in playoffs 1, and here's going to happen here, and here's going to happen. That way there is no confusion.
No confusion.
There could be no misinterpretation of the rules. It is laid out for
maybe we should do that
on a red carpet.
Maybe we should do that.
That's my point. Because
maybe we should be the platform that figures it out and brings it to the world so everyone's not confused.
Next season we will have it on the show, and I'll try to do my best.
Yeah, right.
But listen,
we'll
I'm an idiot
down, bro.
because no, but that's the thing though. I might break it down incorrectly because I keep doing this. I keep somehow having these problems where it's like I can't read. My reading comprehension is the level of a donut. So I have no idea what's going on. I just need them. Well, I just need them to help me. I need them to help me for the stupid people and just give me a coherent system that I can understand. Because I'm not that, you know what I'm saying? I'm not that guy.
Bro, I kind of feel like that could be the title of the episode too, bro. We're just Pepega. But
I'm not that guy. I'm just not that guy. But no, but seriously though, it's like when I heard this, I laughed because I'm like, yeah, it's not confusing for just me, bro, or like Talon or whomever. It's like kind of weird and jank that like we don't know these things. I'm not disagreeing. And by the way, I just want to point out, I'm actually not even disagreeing with the methodology they're using.
I think it should be
championship points should go head to head, and the other should be total split map diff. Okay, cool.
Wait. Hold on. Wait. So now I'm confused.
Yes.
Wait, so it's a championship point head to head. It's not like like
to qualify for champions head to head tiebreak. Not
but I thought so.
But for playoff tiebreak. To qualify for playoffs, it's map diff.
Bro, I'm still so all right, so this is the way I was looking at it. This is the way I looked at it. I was like let's say a team is 4-5, the other team is 5-4, but they play each other. and the team that's 4 and 5 wins, they technically like beat that team, so they should be winning in the head-to-head. But you're telling me that even so,
yeah.
So
they
it's
have
not
to
even
have
like
the same
that.
points. No, it is.
Dude.
If they're both 5 and 5
and have the same champs
the team
points.
that won head-to-head goes to champs. This is why our matchup with Secret, this is again why Zeta last week made no difference to us.
Yeah.
Because
okay, I'm getting it.
Because basically, like, we still had to win the first playoff pretty much anyway in order to qualify. Mm-hmm. And it just so happens that now we play against Secret. Secret have one more point than us. But if we beat them, it does not matter. Because we beat them, we get an extra point, tie points now, and we have head-to-head diff because we've beaten them now 3 times in 1 year. Mm-hmm. So they have no chance, right? So head-to-head for champs matters, but head-to-head does not matter for a playoff process if there's a tie, like if there's like a tie for who's going in. It is map differential.
I see it. That's
but once you're in playoffs, then
there needs to be a video on this
for champs.
Actually, we have the video.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
We have the video on this
because
we've got the video on it, bro. You did it. We fucking did it.
Sort of. Sort of, yeah. But like, but it is confusing.
And then even then, we might still be wrong.
Right, but Riot apparently in this case in EMEA said we're going to use head-to-head results first, regardless of the tiebreak scenario, which is not in their rule book, which I've already criticized Riot for in the past, which is why most of them do not like me, because they arbitrarily change rules. If people remember my 100T video when I got suspended, or whatever, which don't even get me started on the BS that was, because behind closed doors they'll apologize to you and say, "Damn, we fucked up," but in public they will never do that because they have to save some sort of face, which is like insane to me. But if you listen to what happened in that video that 100 Thieves released when I was arguing with the admin, it's because they arbitrarily are changing rules. Just because 1 week it's this, next week it's that. It's like, bro, what are we fucking doing? You can't just arbitrarily change rules. That is not. It's in your fucking own player handbook.
Some consistency, and stability,
and it's 2024. Like, I had this problem pre-franchise. And now someone's having this problem post-franchise, and it's just like, dude, what are we doing?
It kind of leads back to the conversation
and I don't know.
With what we were talking about, by the way. It leads back to the conversation with, like, there needs to be somebody like us, like, a part of that whole process of, like, creating the system, right? Like, there needs to be, like...
But you have to be a culture fit.
Yeah.
You have to be a culture fit, and that's hard because...
I don't know. Who knows? Like I said, maybe I can do that. Like, I got to figure out what channels to reach to.
One day.
And then maybe I
work
can
with
give
Riot,
some
be the head guy at Valorant, all that stuff. Like, someone that actually has competed in something
almost like a consulting. Like, I don't even have to work for them. I can just do a consulting thing for a second.
No. Yeah. Even for consultancy there, you still have to pass the,
the vibe check.
The stink test. Yeah, the vibe test. Or they call it
this guy smells like shit.
We'll go in. Yeah.
Anyways,
moving on.
Yeah, we'll move on to something that does smell like shit. NA. I'm playing. I don't know why I said that, but I mean LA do be smelling
specifically
sometimes.
For sure.
Yeah, LA do be smelling. Anyways.
LA is tough.
So we had matches. We had G2 crew. It was a 2-1 for G2. Lev beating Loud. I think it was. It's kind of poetic in a way, bro. Ospas knocking out his old team, like legit. Like he gave the final death blow on Icebox as well. And for Loud, I like that they put 2Es on Duelist. It was just a little bit too late. I wish they would have done it earlier because I think he looked way better on it than Sadhawk did.
Or just how about just not drop quick? No, isn't that just the simplest answer?
Yeah. We've already talked about it. I think it was troll. Pancata, great pickup, but they trolled. I wonder what. I don't know what they're gonna do in the future. Like. All right, who are they going to cut? Maybe Les is going to just leave because it was already thinking about leaving anyway.
I would just keep the roster together and just actually just
keep 2Es on Duelist.
2Es now, yeah.
I think I would too if he's down for it though. He's got to be down for it though.
Yeah.
But yeah,
for sure.
But yeah. I mean, we talked about Loud and our gripe with Loud. MIBR played Furia. MIBR is just I don't know. I want to say that they're looking at next year, but it's the biggest cope ever, bro. It's battle of the booty butt. But Furia actually, with this roster, I don't mind if they stick together. I kind of like it. I like what they've been doing, bro. Like, they actually do things that make sense now. and I think that's what I like about them the most. But also, they're a team.
Because they
plays
probably have
good
an
with no
IGL
pressure.
now. No,
Yeah.
because they probably have an IGL now who, when he's 6-man and is in a practice room, isn't playing ranked all day. Like, that guy was actually probably helping and paying attention and, doing server time and all that stuff. So, yeah, that guy probably has, much more to offer than, a rank grinder. So,
also, bro, that
if they
also
want to keep this roster,
Gen.G is
good luck to him.
Yeah. Also, Gen.G is the coolest looking Valorant player I've ever seen in my life, dude. This guy looks like he's fucking Bad Bunny, bro. Like, straight up.
It's
this
funny
guy's
you say
got
that,
Bad Bunny vibes.
Yeah. I will contend, though, and I mean this with my Furia team last year. I would say this to them: we were the most swaggy team ever, bro.
No, real shit.
Period.
Real shit.
We had it all, bro.
Real shit.
They just, unlucky, but that team was bro.
That's
DG's
facts.
in with the boombox coming in every game,
and the
bro,
chains, everything, bro. Yeah, that was
sick.
bro.
That team was swaggy, bro. That team was
legitimately
legitimately cool as fuck. Other stuff gets in the way and shit, but beyond competition, cool as fuck, bro. Like, that team to me is really what you wanted to show when you talked about gamers. Because they could go to any hood, any club, any area, hang out with anybody, chill. They can hang out with people with suits, be chilling, right? Because we used to live in a building that was like a pretty, I guess, upscale building, and like the people that lived there were like, some people were lawyers and doctors, whatever. Bro, we'd be hanging out on the roof, just barbecuing, just with like a whole bunch of random people. And it was like, oh man, that gaming stuff is cool. Like, tell me more, So, like, seriously? Trust me, bro. That team was legit. Yeah, bro. Legit, bro.
So sick.
Yeah, that team was hella swaggy.
I remember going to China and playing against them and seeing how they dressed and everything already back then. Like, I go back with a lot of these players, bro. I kind of got to see them grow up, too. So, it's dope seeing the swag that they got, because I was the same way back then, bro. I was sitting here, like, getting along with everybody, too. Getting along with them. That's why I've, honestly... A lot of the Brazilian players, they look at me and they're like, I'm their brother, because I have that energy with them. Like, a lot of people think I'm Brazilian. No shit. Like, I'm not even kidding. And I do have family there, which is funny. Even though I'm not like I'm not Brazilian or anything, I have a lot of family in Sao Paulo. I actually got to hang out with them when I did Game Changers. It was awesome. Anyways, last game of the day, or last
I feel bad for
match.
Mazine. Unlucky.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. He's been playing great too all year, bro. But he's not done yet. He's not out. Bro. He should stay on that roster. I hope he stays on that roster, or a roster.
He should rebuild. Yeah. They should rebuild around him. It's hard to find a good IGL. Right? He's solid, man.
He's solid as hell. Yeah. 100 Thieves beat EG 2-1.
That was a slobber knocker.
It's crazy, bro. It was crazy.
Like,
it was
100 Thieves could have missed playoffs. Could have missed playoffs because of that. Like,
it was a playoff
game. Crazy, bro.
But like, dude, when I went to Ascent, bro. Tough. When I went to Ascent, bro, I was like, there's just something about cryo cells when it really fucking matters. Like, he actually is that guy. When it really, really matters, like, he's been in this spot like a couple times where it's like, you need to win this match to make it into playoffs. And he always will perform. And he did it to us. To old phase, bro. So I even messaged Superman at the end. I'm like, bro, we just can't beat this fucking guy, like, on that last map, bro. And even he messaged me back. He was like, dude, it's always Ascent with this guy as well. He just took the game over, bro.
But they beat him on Bind. To me, EG should have won this 2-0. They have a problem that we're having.
The Lotus was crazy. The Lotus win was
having this problem. I'm having this problem on Fury. I was about to say, Jesus Christ. I'm having this problem with Talon. I'm having this problem with crws. It's not like a crws problem. It's just, they keep getting eco reset.
Yeah.
What I mean by I'm having this problem with crws is, like, crws isn't he played CS, but he's not a true CSer. Because the way he plays, he's too streaky. Small example. Okay. On a 2-for-1 round, if you go down 4v5, you play exits. Or you just save, right? This motherfucker will just go for the win sometimes, and he'll just, like, play. And he doesn't even think about money like that. And it, like, pisses me off because it's, like, all we talk about. But, like, sometimes you just got to let people just do what the fuck they do. And, but anyways. So EG, in my opinion, they just kept getting reset. They never could build their economy, bro. It was like they'd win like 1 or 2 rounds, lose. But
Lose.
even their wins are like not heavy wins. It's not like they're
It's not
surviving
clean.
with 4
It's
people.
not clean. It's not clean.
Their money fucked them on Lotus and it fucked them on Ascent. Same shit happened on Ascent.
Oh,
on Ascent they win, lose, win, lose. It's like, dude, play fucking exits, man. Like, what are we doing,
Dude.
bro?
So that
Like, buy
Ascent,
yourself another gun round.
Yeah, dude, that Ascent, it all came down to round 6. So for example, what had happened was 100 Thieves win pistol, they win the anti-eco, EG win the gun round. Then they get like it was kind of like a bad buy from 100 Thieves because like it was like I think they got a lot of guns out that second round from them. And then they kind of get like ecoed-ish, I would say, by 100 Thieves, who had like a scrappy buy. Then they eco them back, like a straight up eco. They eco them back. And then that round 6, after they won that eco, I think it was another like scrappy buy going into round 6 for them, but 100 Thieves still had money, I think. I think that's how it went down. But I remember there was a round, I think it was round 6, where it was just like they had 4 ults and their money was like a scrappy buy, like a thrifty buy. And they went for it. And like you could tell that at this moment, it was like, if you win this round, you're gonna win the map. Like that's the way I looked at it. I was like, I was on the analyst desk working this weekend, and I was like, this is a game-winning call. But if you don't win this fucking round, it's basically over, bro. And they couldn't win the round. So when they lost that force buy round and used like 3 ultimates or something, or like 2 ults, I was like, dude, this is gonna be so hard to come back from, because like that one force buy set them back 3 rounds, and then they were then they were finally able to win on round 9, and then they just lost the last 3 because they lost the follow up round, like you said, they weren't able to string anything together. So
man, and the thing is, this team is supposed to be like, I mean, I'm not throwing shade on anybody, but I mean, just get yourself more fucking gun rounds, man. I deal with this shit with crws and it fucking pisses me off. I don't understand why people just don't understand that concept. Like the name of this fucking game really is, how many more gun rounds can I get? It's gun rounds. So I need more gun rounds. Sometimes you use ults to preserve, the ability to get more gun rounds or economy or whatever, or sometimes you use ults obviously instead, like you mentioned, you just buy 5 deagles, use 5 ults, and hopefully you can win the round, and then you but at the end of the day, you need more fucking gun rounds. And when teams do this shit, it bothers me, and it's just insane, and their whole year could be blown up just because of this stupid shit. And it's like, dude, what the fuck are we doing? We're supposed to be smarter than that. Like, because I actually have
go ahead.
a lot of respect and high hopes for EG. And it's like, bro, when I watch this shit, it's like, dude, what the fuck are we doing, man? It's 2024. We're not, this isn't 2021 where, like, I guess it was acceptable back then because nobody knew shit. We've been in this shit a long time. And the Jargemo having, like, the worst game ever was not great.
Yeah, I agree. But I also feel like this whole, I want to say this in a way of, like, not disrespect towards Potter at all, or like the decision she made in picking up APOF, but all I'm gonna say is that it was very clear
you get me,
that maybe this wasn't the right choice for the moment of time, and that maybe somebody with more experience would have done better, because I love APOF, by the way. He's great. He's a great teammate, awesome fucking teammate, and I think he's gonna be an awesome player. But I think that this being his first year, it was kind of tough for him to like fill in the shoes of the stuff that was going on in the previous year, and he kind of got exposed, especially in these high pressure moments, like the impactful matches that really mattered a lot. He kind of got exposed. Like, in example, in this series, he went 34 and 50. For example, the last 90 days on Cypher.
Bro, I remember when they played Loud, he was getting pooped on. Bro, Sadak was literally just attacking him. Yeah. And
I mean,
obviously
just pop up his stats real quick, Steve, for the last 90 days. But you could tell that, like, and I'm not even saying this because like I was also in contention to join the team. It didn't have to be me, but I would have. I just wonder how it would have gone differently if they picked up somebody with more experience on the role. That's it. Like, not even me, because I didn't even, like, obviously I tried out on that role, but I didn't even have the experience on Cypher either. I'm just wondering, had they picked up an actual specialist on this role, maybe they qualify. You know what I mean? But I know it doesn't go down to one player. And like I said, massive props to him for like actually showing up and like abiding by the game plan. Because also at the same notion, I know
I mean, you
that he
could
didn't play a
certainly
conventional style of Sentinel either.
Yeah.
Like he was very aggressive, and I don't think it was just his doing. I think that's something that she implemented into him. But I will say one thing: he is a controller player.
But if you don't have
like,
the guy to do that, you can't do that.
True. But on Brim, he looked fucking fantastic all year long. Like, look at his Brim stats; they're ridiculous. So this guy is actually
Superman, and then it becomes who's better.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
Like
right?
certainly you need to upgrade at the position if you feel like it's a detriment because you need a good sentinel. This season more than any, you need a good sentinel because especially.
But
with
maybe
Neon,
next year, like if they stay together now, I feel like he'll actually be way better for next year. I think that's the cool thing about it. But I don't know. Like who knows for real, right?
I already did the coaching thing in APAC, and I already did this like thing where like all the coaches in APAC were just fucking soft, and we're basically like, no, we like to be friends, and I was the only one that's like, yeah, I don't really care. Like I'm trying to win. I don't know if you ever saw that piece. There was like they had like me, Alex, Leggy, and all that shit, and I was the only coach that was like, yeah, bro, like, nah, bro, like I will replace any player if it'll help me win. I don't care. That's just how. I mean, this is just nature of the business. Like, it just is what it is.
It's actually no hard feelings.
Upgrade the position. You have to upgrade the position, and there's just no other way around it. Especially if you want an aggressive sentinel. What she needs is Ban, basically.
Yeah,
Ban is like almost,
or like an
he's
alpha
basically
year,
almost. Yeah, like but you're not going to find alphas off trees. It's not. I mean, I'm not saying you're going to find Ban everywhere, but like it's easier to find a guy like Ban.
There's one player that I told you about, bro. Should I say his name on here?
I know.
I mean, I'd be doing a scouting report for other people. Actually, maybe I might just gatekeep this player. I don't know. Maybe I'll gatekeep him for now. I'm gonna gatekeep this player for now. But there is a Sentinel player out there that's. I don't even know if he's playing tier 2 because he's so new. But motherfucker, when I say that like we brought this guy in to sub in for the TSM scrims and this motherfucker was dropping 30s on Senti, bro, against like franchise teams. I mean, this guy he's dude, with the right coaching, if you coach this kid, Frost, oh my god. This kid would be fucking insane, bro. On the Sentinel role. It would be fucking ridiculous, bro. He's like, you know when you were telling me you were like, oh, like you see a lot of duelist players going to Senti now. He's basically on that level of like probably. I think Leaf is better because he has experience, but I think he could be better than Leaf.
But he's at that grade,
brother. Yes, like he can be better than him because he's younger, and you can mold him to make him better.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like that's where this guy is
trust
at.
me, I get you.
That's
bro.
my X factor.
I believe you. I believe you. Listen, I believe
like
you.
I'm coaching a team.
I definitely do.
Anyways,
but yeah, I mean, I feel bad for EG. I actually really like this team. I
do too.
You know, I
Superman
do not
played
poo-poo the Leviathan loss. That was okay. It is what it is. Ospas is Ospas. This one, I thought they had Lotus, but if they had a better start, because I think the money situation just was real fucked for them.
That defense,
if they had a better start, I think they can do it.
Yeah,
it's all good.
The defense they had was not it at all. And that's interesting because this is like 100 Thieves' first time playing this map in a long time. So I was very shocked because
and then 100 Thieves loses bind. That shit is funny, bro. That shit is funny,
dude. Yeah, but that comp that EG run, I'm a big fan.
EG does the impossible.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan of the Brim Omen, bro. Like, have you seen the way that they do their executes and shit? It's so sick.
Yeah,
it's so sick, bro. That execute where like
it's nice.
If you play up close, you're fucked. If you try to crunch the TPs, you're going through a one way. Like you're also fucked, you know? It's very cool. I know there's ways to beat it, but it's a breath of fresh air on a map that is very standard, I feel like. And that's what I liked about their comp the most, and that's why it worked. You have the Omen TPing, like where in a spot where like you're covered by your Brim smokes, and then if he wants, he can jump on top of the actual triple box to like fight backside A with another set of flashes. Bro, it's fucking cool, bro. He can TP into heaven. Like he could fake the TP and not even TP out at all. You know, there's so many options.
They have some very good ideas. They have some very good ideas. Cool. They have good players. They have a good team. It's just unfortunate that, you know.
Yeah. I think next year,
I don't know what this means for their playoff chances.
They're out.
I think there's almost no way that they can make it. Yeah.
Yeah, they're out.
But
right now, I'm pretty sure this is
But, yeah.
secured and locked in. I think this is
Okay.
the top 6 teams for playoffs. It's Lev,
Yeah.
Sentinels, G2,
Damn,
Cloud9
Easy,
Crew,
Easy
100
had
Thieves.
it, bro.
Honestly,
100 Thieves
NRG
is
had it too.
dangerous here.
Yo,
To me, the
NRG
most
had it
dangerous
too.
team in here is actually 100 Thieves. I know.
You know
Poor
what? I would
NRG.
agree with you because they're actually hitting a stride right now. 100 Thieves.
Yeah.
They're hitting a stride at the perfect time, bro. I think that's what's important.
No. Oh yeah.
Because they were slumping
gonna
a little
say-
bit when they got back. They lost to Furia, and
Tough.
I don't even want to call it a
Furia
slump.
loss
I don't
is
want to call.
Haunt
Yeah,
them.
it's gonna haunt them. I don't want to call the Lev game a heart. Like, I don't know. The Lev game, Lev is gonna beat them. I think no matter what. I think Lev is at a point right now where they're insane right now, bro. And I think they did a good job playing to this meta as well. But this is the biggest game, right? This game is going to be the biggest one to decide who gets second seed, and that's G2 versus Sen. This game is going to be fucking insane because whoever wins this gets that second seed, and you already know you get the bye. The chances of you making it are substantially higher. Extra point,
in there,
exactly. So this game is going to be fucking crazy, and I don't know who's going to win, bro. Maybe Sachi?
I think Sentinel. I actually think Sentinels is the best team in NA at the moment. Actually,
Sachi.
Sachi.
Sentinels?
I know. You're getting a lot of shit for that.
I trolled so
I think
hard,
Sentinels
bro. You know what's funny?
I was telling Cruz, what's up?
Oh, I was gonna say, like, the funniest thing is I think I've cast the most Sentinels games this entire year, and I've never done that. Mm-hmm. And that last time I did it, I don't know why I did it. I don't know why. I thought I was saying Saucy the whole time, bro. Real shit, bro. I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb, bro. Yo, everyone that watches this,
That's what you should have called him.
Biggest L,
Sachicha.
bro. But yo, low key, but Sachi that day was crazy though. But biggest crazy was crazy.
Yeah. Saucy's
he rolled back the years, bro.
Yeah. Leviathan's record is impressive for sure.
Yeah.
But I will just say that I think overall, and I mean this with as much respect as I can muster, they're still Ospas and friends. Sentinels is not Ospas. This is the conversation I had with Cruz. I think it was like 2 days ago. I was just like, dude, anyone on Sentinels can just have a game. That's a way more dangerous team than Ospas and friends. And yeah, it sounds rude and it's disrespectful, but like, you have to know where your bread is buttered, bro. Like, you can sit there and like pretend all you want. Like, you gotta know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'll give you an example. Going back to the primmie thing. If Secret had beat us 3 times this year and we beat them now, of course primmie should get the credit for being the difference. That's not the case. We have beat them more than they. So like, without him, right? And I think, with all due respect, I think the same thing is, Ospas is a lot of what happens there is tailored to and for Ospas, and for the most part, Ospas has been their carry all season, right?
For good reason. I mean, you might as well play to it, right?
For sure.
I think it's a lot better than what Cloud9 were trying to do.
If you're offended by the fact that people are like, you're Ospas and friends, then I think you're just being disingenuous, and that's just ego talking. Like, trust me, I know where my bread's buttered. If this fucking kid primmie starts carrying the shit out of us and we make a deep run, let's say we win champs or some shit. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you think I'm going to say? Oh, no, bro, it's not primmie. It's like Hector. I'm just a genius. And like, bro, you don't got time for that shit. Like, so I know players get so butthurt about that, and I understand why it comes off as disrespectful. I get it, for sure. But at the end of the day, if I got LeBron on my team, you know what I'm doing? Yes, sir. What you want to do?
Yeah, and also that doesn't mean that the rest of the guys are chumps either. We're not saying that they're cut liver or some shit.
Yeah,
it's just this guy is your team. Good. Yeah, exactly.
If he gets hurt or he's not playing, you're cooked. That's how you know it's his team. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, like that's. But the thing is, people just don't like hearing that. So I know that the Ospas and friends moniker is not going to be cool.
Bro.
But just fucking. You're Ospas and friends. Just it's.
By the way, you know how much like me as a player, bro, if I was to go back, let's say Heaven Sent, right? I like all of a sudden for no reason, Lev is like, oh, dude, baby, like we want you on our fucking team, and I get to play with Ospas, and I'm the friends, bro. That's gonna make me play better, real
That's
shit.
what
Because one,
bro, that's what
I
I'm
have no
saying,
expectations,
Make
bro.
my job easy, bro.
Everyone thinking about Ospas, bro. I'm
bro.
sitting here, bro. I'll sit here and I'll be like, oh,
Dude.
bet. Like, I don't even have to be worried. Like, people don't even care if I do good or not. I'm gonna be playing my best
Hell
Valorant no
yeah.
matter what, because no pressure, bro. No pressure at all, bro.
Bro, that's
And then
exactly
if I'm
my
really
point, and
butthurt about it, I'll try to prove myself in ways to make it so the
Bro.
narrative isn't Ospas and friends. But I'm not gonna be butthurt that my
You
fucking teammate's
remember-
one of the best in the world, or
Yes.
the best in the world.
You remember last week? I was like, bro, this is why we get paid. Bitch, you think I give a fuck? People already talk shit about me. People already don't like
A
me.
win's a win. A win's a win.
Let Ospas carry me, bro. Let y'all be
Bro.
like, oh, bro, Hector's a paycheck stealer. I don't give a fuck. Yo, Ospas, what you need from me? Oh, man, I'm having a
Yeah,
hard
real
time
shit,
on this
real
execute. I don't really like this. All right, bro, I'll figure something out. I got you, bro. Let me get your VOD real quick. Like, you think I give a fuck?
Yo,
Make
real
my
shit, real
job
shit.
easy. I work too goddamn hard, bro. Give me that guy. You think I'm going to be like, nah, bro, it's all me, kid. Fuck out of here
And
with that shit.
This is something.
Carry
this is something
me,
I've said.
bro.
This is something I've said like all the fucking time. I even said this about like me as a duelist, bro. Like even like let's say I'm playing duelist, bro, and I'm going fucking triple negative every single game, but we're winning. You think I give a fuck if I'm going triple negative? Bro,
Right.
a win is a win, bro. I don't give a fuck how we get there, bro. If we win the
Yeah.
game, great. Good job. You know what I mean? Like we did our
Right.
fucking job.
Right.
A win
bro,
is a win,
Gov
bro.
has
I
not
don't care about
complained
my
one
stats.
time all year. Yeah.
Exactly.
Gov has not complained one time all year, and you know I've made that guy into a fucking like
13 agents, bro. I can't believe he's actually played 13 agents, bro. That needs to be. We need to have him on the show.
no ban
And just
is
like
yeah. I got you. I got you.
just
We'll
do a
it.
little dive in.
Yeah.
On, we should just ask him about it,
Yeah.
like a little 15-minute sesh, bro. Yo,
No,
what was it like?
no, for sure. With or
being the
without
most flexible
champs,
player
I'll
in the world?
definitely. Yeah, like during
This has gotta
champs,
be
whether
his-
we're in it or
yeah.
not, I'll make sure to get banned. I'll make sure to get
We
banned.
gotta
I'll
fucking
give the
let the
people what
world
they
know.
want.
We gotta let the world know, like this guy has played 13 agents, and like it's
Yeah.
no one's doing this shit.
And by the way, he's also like humble about it in the sense that like he still admits he's like, I've played more agents of Forsaken this year, had more production, but Forsaken's still a better flex player than I am.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's still rational. He's not like he doesn't
Yeah.
like he still knows his place, but he's like, but no one else in APAC even is close, and barely any people like in NA. So this is another thing that's weird. In NA especially, there's no real flex players. Every team plays like the same comp for like 4 weeks straight, 5 weeks straight
Yeah.
until something else comes up. You know that, right?
Yeah,
There's like
they don't
no
really mix it
real
up too much.
flexibility.
They don't really mix it up
Yeah.
too much. Yeah.
So like APAC is truly the only flexible region in that sense with comps.
You guys are also like one of the most
And-
creative regions, I would say, with comps as well.
Yeah, for sure. And Ban knows he's like probably like the second best true flex player in the world because he's like, it's really only me and Jason, and he's better.
Dude.
I get it. But Ban,
But he'll have
if
his
I get
moment,
my
though,
way,
like,
he would have played almost every agent this year.
fucking
Because
nice.
the only way
Dude,
he can play every agent is
so
if we go to like
crazy.
the finals. Because I
It's so
guarantee you,
crazy
in
that
the
he can do
finals,
that.
it's going to be hot and nasty. Trust me
Yeah.
when I tell you, if we make that best of 5, oh, someone is getting the work. Bro.
Hey, how old is Ben?
23?
How? Dude, that's so nuts, man. He's got so long to go, too, bro. I mean, he can
Yeah.
really become the
he's-
best flex player in the world. He really can. Like, he's got the
he
time
could.
to
He
do
has
it.
time, yeah.
And yeah, he's not this young kid anymore, but he's gonna have experience like a motherfucker, bro. Dude, even when
Yeah.
he gets to like
Play every role.
27, bro, he's gonna be fucking crazy. He'd probably start IGLing. He'll probably be IGL. He'll probably be IGLing
sure.
in
And
a
it goes
couple
back to-
years, bro.
Bro, he can IGL right now. He just doesn't want to because he has like so much going
I know,
on
I believe it,
in
I
game. And we
believe
have
it.
Cruz or whatever, but like he can IGL right now. He'll be a good IGL right now. Ask Cruz. Cruz knows.
Dude, his
He
stocks,
can do it.
his stocks.
We wouldn't let him do it, but he
Yeah.
could do it.
In a couple of years, his stocks are gonna be so high if he keeps up this trajectory and like obviously
Yeah.
doesn't get burnt out. As long as he wants to be, because the way I look at like retirement and stuff like that for certain players, and I'm not saying I'm retired still to this moment. Let everyone make that clear. But I feel like yeah, okay, for sure there is some kind of disparity in terms of like maybe I'm not gonna be this crack kid that can go in and like get a 4K every single fucking round. You know what I mean? Like at my age. But I truly don't believe that you get washed just because you're getting older. Because, like you said, and you said this on the last episode, there's different ways to kill people in a game like this, bro. You don't have to be this young crack player or have the fastest reaction time in the world, bro. Your experience can really carry over, right? So he has a real good chance to be this fucking phenomenal player that has all the experience, has played all the roles, and as long as he stays motivated, he can do this shit till he's like in his like, I don't know, mid-30s.
Yeah,
I
like
truly
early
believe
30s
that.
at least. Like, he could be 30 for sure.
Early 30s at least. Early 30s at least. And then I feel like it's just one of those things
not,
where
he
like
can
you
coach.
hit 30. Yeah, if not, you can coach. Yeah.
Yeah.
But to my point is, I feel like I didn't get any worse. I think it's just when you hit a certain age and you've been playing for a decade already, you yourself might not be putting in the same amount of effort that it took for you to like get there and maintain your skills. Because you might be having a kid. You might have a life now. Maybe you want to like, experience life. You know what I'm saying? It's just the matter of you putting in the work and the effort to do it. And I won't lie, the only difference I've truly seen is when I was younger, I was able to just hop straight into shit, not play a warm-up, and I'd fucking own. The only difference now is I definitely need to warm up. I need to warm up. I need to get in the zone. Whereas before, when I was younger, I could just hop on at any moment of any time of the day, and I would fucking fry. That's the only actual difference I've seen from me being younger to me playing games now, is that I actually just need to warm up if I truly want to be on point. That's it. That's literally it.
Yeah,
I
have a lot of love and affection for Ban, but I will say this though. Ban has the potential to be like one of the best players in the world.
Mhm.
But I don't think he has the habits.
Oh, really? He's not on top of it?
Yeah, like I'll keep that. I mean, I don't care about saying it publicly because I already told him this shit, and I don't give a fuck. Send all the clips to him. This is an open challenge between me and him.
Yeah, we're trying to see if he can do it.
Everything he wants in this game, and he can get everything that the game can offer you, including money, out of this game. But there are just certain things that he has to be better at and do. And if he does those things, he could be a guy. He could be one of those guys we talk about that are like the focal point of every team. And it's not bad though. It's just like, I don't want to give it away now because then you can start reverse engineering what his weaknesses can be.
Yeah,
if you're smart.
Yeah, just wait.
But I'll just say that I see gaps and holes in what he is.
Mm-hmm.
And I know there's areas for big improvement. And if he improves even more in those areas, what you think of him now, he had like, Ban's not like reached his cap. He's not plateauing. You know what I mean? He just hasn't actually developed in certain areas. So what you're seeing is like a slow and steady rise until eventually his physical skills degrade, and then he's going to decline. But he can preserve it, or he can still grow now if some areas of his life are better. Like, I'm telling you, like, there are...
Dude,
like,
there's so much that goes into being good, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And he has it, bro. He has it. I'll give you an example of someone that has it. Governor. Okay. Governor has all the things he's missing, Ban. The difference is Ban is so good. Like, Governor is like, how would I say? He's a jack of all trades, master of none. If that makes sense. Ban is a master of some shit, not others. Governor is just like, if you made like a 2K, he'd be like a B plus everything almost, right? Ban has like A plus, C minus, A, B minus, B plus, A. Like, it's like that sort of shit that happens between them.
Yeah.
Like, but like, Governor has the things that I see that Ban can use and can improve with and can get better. But Governor doesn't have, I think, at the moment right now. But he's also like 4 years younger, though, too. This is like another, or 3 years younger or something. So it's like Governor is already like comparable, but he's still younger.
Yeah.
But Ban has like the shit, basically. So he already kind of like knows. So he's better in a lot of areas. But Gov can get there. Gov can get there, too. Gov's another one that has like a lot of fucking potential, and he's really smart, which is what allows him even more ability to grow, because he's an intelligent person. He's not like a dipshit.
He's slowly shaking the chains off his own brain. He'll get there.
Yeah, right.
The potential is scary.
Yeah.
I would say the number
Jit is
one
another
thing
one.
that every aspiring pro should definitely do is stay the fuck away from e-girls, bro. Stay the fuck
Oh,
away,
that's
bro.
don't even.
Stay
You
the
know, it's
fuck
funny
away, bro.
because
Too many of
yeah,
these
it is
good
what it
players
is.
have been taken down, bro. But hold on. On
It's
the
hard.
same notion,
It's hard to deal
if
with.
you find the right
Mhm.
lady, they can also elevate you to a level that you might not have known that you can elevate to without them either. So you know what I mean? Like from the
Yeah.
same token, you just gotta be very careful though. I just get worried with a lot
Yeah,
of these young kids because
Right.
I've seen them lose
I know.
like track and focus of the game because they're so absorbed in their first relationship ever. So it's actually not a thing against e-girls. This is just a thing against like relationships in general. A lot of young kids, especially younger men, when they get in their first relationship, after being a gamer and not, having a girlfriend their entire life, they kind of OD. You know what I mean? They go overboard on this shit. And they don't know. They start forgetting about the love of the game and like what really truly
Yeah.
I don't want to say what truly matters, but what's important in the moment of time because it's a fucking dog eat dog world in gaming, and if you're not performing, you could be a protege, you could be one of the best. If you're not performing because you're not, giving it your all, and etc., what are you actually doing at the end of the day? You're just putting a handicap on yourself for no reason. You know what I'm saying? So I just,
Dude.
and it goes even deeper than that.
I know.
It goes even deeper than that, bro. Even the food that you eat, even the hours that you sleep, bro.
Going to the
There's
gym,
so many
working
things,
out,
bro. Going to the
physically,
gym,
feeling better.
I'm a big proponent
bro.
of having people work out because it allows you to, clear your head, relieve a lot of that stress that you have in the game. You can kind of like clear your mind off of shit, and then also, you don't want to be
like
fucking bum.
Well, it also helps against physical injury. Like if you have any Thai fans, I'd love you guys to like clip this and send this to Jit Boys, like all of you. Just like send this shit to Jit. Because like Jit's one guy I'm
wrist
trying
problems,
to get in the gym.
neck problems.
Dude, he doesn't take the shit seriously. Doesn't stretch. Doesn't like. It's like, bro, I promise you will feel so much better. Go to the gym, like develop your body, eat better. Like, dude, like Jit's another one that has like so much potential and is already like on his track to being great.
Yeah.
But like you can hyper accelerate that growth by just doing some things a little bit differently and being a little bit better in some areas. Like, yeah, man. Like I have like a nickname for him, like Gym Boys, because I'm trying to get him to go to the fucking gym. But like, bro, these people don't take this shit seriously. They think you're like trolling them, bro. The number one thing I hear from these fucking dweebs is, bro, I play worse when I gym, bro.
I can't aim. No, and it's all in their head.
Bro.
It's all in their fucking head, bro. It's all bullshit.
I know,
it's
man.
It's all bullshit.
I know,
it's
but the thing is, like, what do you do?
It doesn't fuck with your muscle memory. It doesn't do any. There's no scientific research. Okay, hold on. Okay, if you go to the gym on your match day and you do arms, I get it. I fucking get it. Okay, yeah, you might not be able to hit the same way, but you don't have. No one's telling you to go do that. No one's telling you to go fucking hit a fucking full arm workout the day that you have a match, bro. But most of the week, when you're not fucking when you don't have matches, you can afford to go and fucking be healthy, do your shit, and then during match day, fuck it, don't do anything. Even though you should probably do like a little bit of like a 10-minute, 15-minute walk or run, to get the brain pumping, get the blood circulating around. All this shit makes a difference, bro. And even like the amount of caffeine that you take, everything. Like you got to figure out what's good for you.
So like, I don't want to give out too much info. So like, Peter, if this bothered you, just let me know and I'll shut the fuck up and I won't say shit like this on the show ever again. So like, Governor wasn't playing well sometime in like January, early February and stuff. And he was going to the gym every day, right?
Yeah.
And then he stopped playing well. Then he started playing well and hit his stride. And after kickoff, he didn't like gym anymore. And one of his biggest reasons for not going to the gym anymore is simply, bro, I play better when I'm not in the gym, bro. Look at me before kickoff. I was working out every day. I was playing like shit. Then I stopped, and now I'm fucking like doing my thing. And it's like, dude, that has nothing else. Like, okay, bro. All right, bro. You're right. My bad. It's just like,
Bro,
I'm trying. I'm trying to get them.
It's all in the fucking head. Anyways.
Yeah, it's life's hard.
Nice little rant we went on. Yeah. Gamers, work the fuck out. Please work out.
Just take care of your body, man. Food. Yeah. Gym.
Exactly. I'm just going to breeze past all these games. We don't got to dive into any of these games because we kind of already dove into yours. Paper X beat RRQ 2-1. Gen.G beat Global 2-0. DRX beat Detonation DFM 2-1. You guys lost to Zeta 2-1. We already went over that. Secret beat Gen.G 2-1. Paper X beat Zeta 2-1. And T1 beat Bleed 2-1. Now, we actually have your full playoff bracket. You're the only region, I think you guys and China actually, who we have the full brackets with the seedings out right now. Because, of course, you guys play first. I don't get why, but you guys started first. So Paper X and DRX are in the upper bracket finals. On your side, you guys have DRX. On the other side, it's Paper X, and basically you guys play Team Secret. Gen.G plays RRQ. So we've already talked about your secret matchup, so we don't really got to get into that right now. Nope. I guess I just want your opinion on Gen.G RRQ, because this has been
a slobber knocker.
Within these two teams, it's always like a 2-1, right? Like, so for example, this year, kickoff 2-1 both times, and then as of recent, RRQ beat Gen.G in stage 1.
Yeah.
So it's actually like the situation where Gen.G kind of only have beaten these guys twice, and they've beat them once. Like, RRQ can win this game is what I'm trying to get at. Like there's a world in which they can win this fucking game. And that's
both games are like that. We've beaten Secret 2-1.
Yeah.
Secret certainly can win this also, right? So, this is, I think in my opinion, I think APAC has the most interesting knockout stage, period, because the teams are actually razor thin close.
Yeah.
Whereas in NA, for instance, which is the one I'm thinking about, I don't think it's that close. There
are levels to it. There are gaps. There are gaps to it. Same with the EMEA, by the way. Same with the EMEA. Same with the EMEA. There are gaps. There's like a big clump of teams.
Gaps. I'm talking
the top,
like,
but the top is top. Exactly.
Yeah. We don't. Yeah. So I'll just say that, like, everyone, if Gen.G loses, PRX could do the funniest thing. PRX, if they lose twice, they get to go to champs with points, and that means Gen.G will miss franchise.
Wait, PRX has more points than Gen.G?
If I'm PRX, I don't even worry about seeding. If I'm PRX, I think about this strongly.
What? Wait, is there like a is there a place somewhere that I can see
lose to RQ
the points?
And PRX, if you go to the Valorant Championship thing, like the website, but PRX, if they lose twice, knock out Gen.G if Gen.G lose to RQ. And that, to me, would be the biggest 5-head move from PRX, period. Because one of the teams that could potentially stand in your way for a championship is going to come out of Pacific, I'm telling you. And Alex has to know this.
That's crazy.
DRX is not a problem for them. They're going to shit on DRX. It doesn't matter. But Gen.G can certainly make it fucking ugly, bro.
How is that possible, bro?
I think Secret and us
have less points than fucking
certainly
PRX
has our number, but
because they didn't win kickoff. That's why, because they didn't win kickoff. That's crazy. Yeah. So because Gen.G got second at kickoff, they somehow have less points than PRX, even though they won Masters. Dude, Masters 2 was only 3 points to win the whole fucking thing.
Yes, bro. Anyways, yes. So, anyways, to me,
I'm finding new shit out all the time, bro. This is crazy.
Yeah, I think if I'm Alex, I definitely speak to my guys about, guys, are we trying to win a championship or what's up? Do I think they will? No, because I don't think people think like me.
No, they don't.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't. Like, some people just want to win. Like, I don't have an ego about this. Like, I have no problem, like, saving face or, like, sure, Pibby, you could be better than me at something. That's cool. Like, I have no problem with that. Like, here there's, like, pride thing. They play for their country. They play for their, to talk shit, like all that stuff. But I don't give a fuck. I'm just trying to go do my thing. When I get to the show, that's when I'm focused. Yeah, I'm not focused on anything else. But if I'm PRX, me, Hector Rosario, I would be thinking about my biggest, one of the teams I think that are in my way the most. There's 3 teams. If I'm Alex, there's 3 teams I think I'm going to be really worried about. 100 Thieves if they make it to champs, because style-wise it's a problem.
Sentinels.
Without question, Sentinels, right? And Gen.G. Those are the 3 teams I do not want to see at all.
Heretics. But yeah, same shit.
Sorry, 4.
The heavy
Heretics,
hitters.
that should have been my first. I'm trolling there.
The heavy hitters.
I'm trolling there, but you get my point. Gen.G is
if you
certainly
can eliminate
considered
a heavy
Gen.G
hitter, bro,
to me, you do it every time.
you
bro.
take out the
Why do
fucking
you
heavy
wanna play
hitter,
them,
bro. No,
Yes,
you don't,
bro. Why?
And
like,
nobody else
why
wants
do
to play
you-
them either, bro.
No, bro. So like, if you have to think about this, and then so the argument becomes seeding. If I'm PRX, I'm not worried about most of the other 1 seeds. Not worried about Leviathan. I'm not worried about Foot or Fnatic. I'm not what the fuck am I worried about as a 1 seed, bro? Give me the fucking 1 seed. Let me get a 4 seed. I'm in this bitch. Like, I'm just gonna take their 1 seed and they're cooked. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is like how I would think about this. So I think that's why I think the funniest scenario can happen, and it's, guys, stop fucking trolling. Let's get these motherfuckers out of here, and it is what it is, because you're trying to win champs. The goal is to win champs, and Gen.G is certainly going to be in your way if you want win champs, and the only way to guarantee that you knock them out is if RQ beat them and you fucking,
are you kidding?
Win.
You have a chance to eliminate a team that got
it's
second
addition
at
by
the first
subtraction for
event,
you, in my opinion,
and won the last event. I mean, this team has a good chance of making a top 4 run as well.
So Gen.G has to, under no circumstance, can they have to win. Lose this match.
They have to
because
win.
if I'm PRX, and also if I'm all right, this is who I am. I don't think Alex will do this or anyone is going to do this, but I'm just saying. Also, it sends a message to Riot. This system is so bad that a team that plays second and first in a major.
That's what I was going to say. That's what I would also do. If they don't make it,
just to make my fucking point.
If they don't make it, that would be so crazy, bro. If they don't make it, because they got second and then first at the events.
It would be. I mean,
that's crazy.
Amongst other things, it would be the ultimate contradiction. They said we want to reward teams that have been consistent across all stages. Gen.G has been that, and yet your system that you brought forth did not allow this to happen, and therefore, Alex, I beg you, do the right thing for Valorant, for the future of Valorant, if RRQ win.
So basically, everyone out there, Gen.G, who have been astonishing all season, they got second at kickoff, they got first in Shanghai.
Yep.
If they do not beat RRQ, and RRQ go to play PRX, and PRX lose to RRQ, and they bomb out, God forbid, they bomb out, Gen.G, who has gotten second and then first, and also played good in the standings in general, in season play, they played decent, right? They will not attend Champions. Crazy. All right, that was my little clip Valorant session that we're gonna clip.
Yeah. And for the good of Valorant, I think it has to happen. Take one for the team. Like, seriously. So that no one ever has to go through the system that we just went through. Take one for the fucking team.
Yeah, that's crazy.
This is for the good of Valorant. It's not for the good of ourselves.
It's actually crazy, dude. That is actually crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, nuts, bro. But yo, I'm excited for your guys' game. We already spoke about it, so don't really need to say much.
I am
Good
too.
luck. May the best team win, and I can't wait to be watching it, bro. So wait, so your match is on the 12th? Am I correct? 12th for me.
Yep. And then we play again on the 13th. We get if we win, we get the DRX run back, which I'm excited for.
Let's
say we lose and Jesse Vash
storylines are storylining, bro.
I think they can also whoop that ass. They can also whoop DRX's ass. So I'll be looking forward to that too, regardless.
Cool, dude. I can't wait to watch your game, bro. I can't wait to watch your game. I can't wait to see primmie. Man, this is gonna be
whole season
a hell of a week,
one
man.
game, bro.
Literally. Hey, man, but that's what it is, right? Like, this is it. This is that champs run that you were talking about, and I'll tell you what, you made every single playoff this year.
Starts now.
Mm-hmm. Yep. This is it though. This is what it all was for. So good luck. I hope the guys are locked in. I'm sure they're fucking doing it. And yeah, that's it, bro. You want any final closing thoughts, bro, on episode 13, my lucky number?
The nickname that my Thai guys have for primmie is Thanos. What is yet to be discovered is whether he has the affinity gauntlets yet. That's what we don't know. But we got Thanos. So I'm looking forward to seeing like what he becomes. And again, it's not just now, it's next year. Like,
Yeah,
I'm looking
yeah.
forward to seeing, how far I can take it now with a good off season and the whole year next year. Because if not this champs, we're making next ones for sure. But I'm very confident about this one also.
Who does he have
we
to
get
kill
in,
in APAC to collect the
be a
Infinity
problem.
Stones?
I mean, the first
For sure,
Infinity
we got to
Stone?
figure out to get around PRX.
Hey,
They got like
first, yeah.
They got like the power gem on us. I don't know what's going on. Tough, yo.
The first Infinity Stone will be Team Secret. It'll be one of the lesser
Team
ones.
Secret with the time gem. With the
you just
Jesse
keep
Bash,
going.
Time
You know
gem.
what I'm saying?
Because he has a time gem. This dude's like 34, cooking everybody. So
hey, bro,
Jesse Vash for sure
listen.
has a time gem.
It's 5 stones, right? It's 5 stones.
5 stones, 5 stones, yeah.
So he comes with a stone already, right? He comes with a stone. You beat Secret, that's one. You beat DRX, that's another one. You beat PRX in the upper final, and then the grand final will be the last one, no? So you could do it. You could get the Infinity Stone Gauntlet, bro. You can actually get the Infinity Stone Gauntlet in this fucking playoff, bro. Oh, it's 6 of them. It's 6 of them? Oh, my bad. All right, the 6th one?
No,
the 6th Infinity Stone?
It's like 5 and then 1 in the middle, which is like the soul gem,
right.
which nobody knows where you can find.
I know where you can find that one, bro. You can find that one somewhere in Korea, bro. Maybe in the grand finals of Korea, bro. That's not it's in the trophy, bro.
Sure, bro.
It's in the trophy.
That's for sure. That's the one. That's the 6th gem, Primmie.
That's the 6th
That's where
gem.
you get the soul gem. You got to win it there. But
yes, sir. All right.
Yeah,
all right. That's it, man.
Yeah. So
Thank you all for watching.
we fight for the time stone tomorrow.
Yep. Dude, this is gonna be so hype, bro. I wish you the best of luck. And
thank you, sir.
Fuck, man. That's it, bro. Yo, Thanos, bro. We hunting for gems. All right.
We got motherfucking
Later,
Thanos.
everybody. And don't forget to like and sub, bro, if you got this far. Don't forget to like and sub, man. We're doing great. Y'all have been great with the numbers, with the thumbs up, with the comments. Keep them flooded in, bro. We love them. We read it all daily. I read them all. I know that. Obviously, Steve, you read them all because you be pulling them out.
Yeah, there's some good ass analysis in the
from
comments. Like some people know what's up, and we'll give you some love when we actually shut up for a couple minutes, one episode. We'll get to some questions that have been backlogged, and some people have some good input. We'll get to it.
We need more subs for the channel so we can get monetized, bro. Our last episode had 60 fucking comments, bro. 60 fucking comments. That's absurd, bro. That is absolutely absurd. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Our numbers are increasing, the views are increasing, and we can't do it without you guys. So keep it up. We appreciate the love, man, and we're gonna be on this ride for a while. So, I hope you guys enjoy it, bro. That's it. Gonna leave on that note. Peace.